Danful offers unparalleled, curated, and bespoke tours across Africa for travelers seeking genuine cultural experiences, enriched with magnificent sights, sounds, and flavors found on the continent. Each trip is reliably curated to ensure visitors are gifted with an immersive and authentic adventure. Whether you find yourself strolling along the charming white sand beaches of Sierra Leone, feasting on the mouth-watering delicious foods in Senegal, observing or partaking in various aspects of the Isheshe traditional system Ifa native to Yoruba land, Nigeria, with Danful, you will rediscover a fulfilling sense of kinship to the true heart of the motherland, her communities. Our core values focus on integrity, quality, safety, and sustainability. We are uniquely committed to assisting with the advancement of African infrastructure and promoting African businesses, so both travelers and the communities they visit receive beneficial exchanges. At Danful, we understand the importance of connectivity, and we have created a model which provides bespoke experiences based on your passions or hobbies. With us, expect a long-lasting spiritual bond between you and your destinations. Live, love, Danful, Africa. To learn more, visit danful.africa.
Peace, family. We are live again. Donnie Samir, search for Huru. Thank you all. Thank you so much for joining. Hit that like button again. Please hit that like button. Also, make sure you share and make sure you subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Happy Wednesday to you as well. Daniel Berry Sport Highlights 5851. I notice you're in the chat every day, and I appreciate you. Again, I appreciate you. So, guys, hit that like button. Also, make sure you share and make sure you subscribe. Yeah, the weather is it's starting to warm up a little bit here in Atlanta. Even though we had a couple cold spells, especially this weekend, the winter has not been that bad. Again, the winter has not been that bad. How do I know the winter has not been that bad? My power bill has been reasonable. Again, my power bill has been reasonable. That's how I know that the winter has not been too bad. And next week it's supposed to be in the 60s. I think a couple days in the 70s. And that's going to place us in the middle of February. We get through February and early March, y'all. We are good to go. Excuse me. Again, we get through February and the end of March. We are good to go, you guys. Good to go. So I am ecstatic and happy about that. So hit that like button. Make sure you share. Make sure you subscribe. Got a couple of announcements. Announcement number one, we're rolling to Cape Town. That's going to be May 25th through April 2nd. May 25th through April 2nd, we are rolling to Cape Town. We are also rolling to Senegal. That's May 9th through the 18th. May 9th through the 18th. We are rolling to Senegal for the Jazz Festival. Then we're going to Nigeria in August for Oshun. That's August 2nd to the 11th. And then we're going to Zanzibar September 20th to the 29th for Safari Blue. And then we're going to Ghana and Ivory Coast. That is November 9th through the 18th. If you're interested in joining, no, it's like November 8th through the 18th, I believe. Yeah, November 8th through the 18th or 8th through the 19th, something like that. Guys, it's on the site. All the information is on the site. If you're interested in joining, please visit Danfo, that's DANFO .Africa. Again, please visit Danfo, that's DANFO .Africa to learn more. Without further ado, let's get into tonight's topic. Are Africans being tricked into fighting And guys, you know what? I've been doing pretty good. What do I mean? I've been doing pretty good in regards to um scheduling my shows ahead of time. And I clicked on the wrong show. But you know what? We gonna cook anyway with this topic. Today's topic was supposed to be is the world suffer from Nigerian fatigue. And I actually clicked on the topic which is supposed to be for tomorrow. But don't worry, we'll just go ahead and we're gonna talk about our Africans being tricked into fighting in the Russia-Ukraine war. And guys, I'm gonna play a clip so you guys can see what actually is going on. But you got Africans who are being told, who are looking for job opportunities in Russia, and they end up in the front line somewhere in Donetsk or Donetsk, whatever the city is called in Ukraine. Donetsk. They get forced on the front lines of Donetsk. However you say it. You guys know what I'm talking about. That has to suck. You know, you go to Russia looking for opportunity, looking for a job, looking for a better way to feed your family, and you end up with a rusty, dusty AK-47 that's gonna jam on you in an old military uniform and put on the front lines with no training. That now I can understand if you were some type of mercenary. Like, I mean, again, I can understand if you're some type of mercenary and this is what you do for, and this is what you do for a living. But yeah, it's beyond that. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. In fact, the other day, a Kenyan man was killed, fighting for Russia. I don't know why. Here we go. Let's check this out. And guys, make sure you hit that like button. And would you guys become mercenaries? People who are watching this, if you had the opportunity to become a mercenary, if the price was right, would you do it?
Now, in other news, Riateri village in Bonchari in Kisii County is mourning after a young man who left home in pursuit of a better life abroad was reportedly killed in Russia under unclear and disturbing circumstances.
Russia's not a
The
friend.
family of 29-year-old Clinton Nyapara Mogesa says he left the village in 2024, headed for Qatar, clinging to a promise that his journey would one day lift his loved ones from poverty and despair.
And as Crispin Otieno reports, Kenyans have demanded answers on the shadowy masterminds alleged to have lured desperate youth into Russia, leaving dozens of families across the country broken, grieving, and without closure. Take a listen.
For the past 24 hours, social media has been awash with painful images of yet another Kenyan said to have been killed in the ongoing fighting between Russian and Ukrainian forces. It has emerged that the youth at the center of the latest tragedy hailed from Bonchari in Kisii County. On Sunday morning, we left Kisii town to trace the family of Clinton Nyapara Mogesa to Riateri village in Bomariba. Here, grief and pain is raw. Family members, villagers, and friends are still struggling to process the shocking news, their tears speaking louder than words. Well, the death of Nyapara has literally shattered his family. And according to his father, he had to sell this particular piece of land in an effort to travel to Qatar so that someday he would change the status of his family. Unknown to them, the journey would lead him far from Qatar into a foreign war zone. The family says they were never informed that Clinton had traveled to Russia, let alone that he had been recruited as a soldier.
Nyapara ndio kitinda mimba katika hii familia. Tena ndiye alikuwa kitega uchumi kwa hii familia. Kifo yake ilitustusha sana kwa sababu mara ya kwanza alienda Qatar, tena tukakuja kukasikia ameenda Russia.
Mimi ni mgonjwa sukari. Nyapara ndiye alikuwa ananipeleka hospitali, ananinunulia dawa, ananisaidia kila kitu tu. Yeye ndiye alikuwa tegemeo langu. Nyapara ndiye alikuwa jicho yangu. Naomba serikali iingie katikati, inisaidie, hata buroti hakuna.
Her voice trembling, a mother pleading not just for answers, but for a final glimpse of the last-born son, who was her only hope.
Walikuwa na agent mwingine tu kwa tunamjua. Wakaenda tu hivyo bila kutuambia mwenye amewachukua huko.
Mitandaoni wanasema he was killed in a meat assault in a position called Donetsk in Russia. So we are appealing through the parents, familia, we are appealing to our Excellency President William Ruto to intervene.
This modest mud-thatched house now stands as a symbol of broken promises, the only structure Clinton left behind after vowing to change his family's fortunes.
Sasa kijana alikuwa amepanga akienda hapo Qatar akipata kazi, hii shamba yake vile alikuwa ameuza, atairegeza, ajenge wazazi nyumba, atengeneze boma nzuri.
Photographs shared by the family show Clinton donned in full Russian army gear, at times carrying rifle and appearing to be a frontline soldier, a stark contrast to the young man who left home in search of work. As this family mourns, many others across the country continue to suffer in silence. Their sons and brothers allegedly lured into a foreign war by unknown hands. But who is recruiting them? Who is profiting from their desperation? And why are these questions still met with silence? For now, the family's only hope rests with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs as they appeal for help to repatriate the body of their son so that, at very least, he may be laid to rest in accordance with their Bagusi customs. Crispino, TNO Citizen TV.
Still catching up on your admin from last year.
Casanova, go ahead. Unmute yourself. Casanova. All right, guys, links in the chat room. If you want to call in after the conversation, you're more than welcome to call in and add to the convo. But links in the chat room, Casanova, if you want to call in, you can. I mean, if you want to unmute yourself, go ahead and unmute yourself. So, Cash, if you're not going to talk, why'd you click on the link? Casanova, unmute yourself.
Hey, how you doing, Donis? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now. Go ahead.
All right. Yeah. Sorry about that. Hey, I got a question. Hey, can I say Negro?
You can say Negro. You just can't say the, Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, the N word. Oh, gotcha. What all them Negroes that who be, champion Russia and
nowhere to be found. Nowhere, champion Russia, China, Cuba. Why they get Maduro? Why do they get Maduro? Nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found.
The West is the enemy.
We gotta. And Cash, Russia's always been an ally of the.
Russia didn't colonize Africa, y'all.
Yeah,
Russia didn't colonize
just,
Africa.
China didn't colonize Africa. Because Russia, was help fight against capitalism. Yeah, nowhere to be found.
Russia's gonna help imperial. Man, it's hilarious. I've been hearing about these stories since they started the Russian-Ukraine war. Like Russia has to feed this machine, this war machine, and unfortunately, they got to feed it bodies. So they signing up anybody. It looks like, hey, you on vacation, you on the beach. Hey, why don't you come over here and fight for this package? Like they probably don't tell them exactly the details of what they going to do, but they allude to things, you know, like I've heard different stories that, hey, I've heard they forced people to sign something. It was like
Yeah,
ultimatum.
but you know, Ukraine was doing the same thing.
And yeah, both sides,
Yeah, both sides.
because they're both short men. Both sides are short men. Ukrainians are crossing the mountains just to avoid fighting Russians.
I don't blame them.
So if you got white dudes over there saying, F it, I'm not finna fight, and they gotta keep the fight up, who you think they gonna go to next? And when it first kicked off, the war kicked off, remember, they weren't letting Africans out of Ukraine. They were stopping them from getting on the buses and telling them to go fight. So this has just been the plan from the beginning, man. They use us as pawns to fight in their wars, man.
That's exactly what it is. Burkina Faso, go ahead.
They were stopping.
Burkina Faso, go ahead. Unmute yourself.
Hey, what's up, Dynus? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Thank you. How's everybody doing on the panel?
Doing well.
Peace.
What's up, everybody?
So, what I really think, I think we're already at war. And I think every Pan-African should definitely be siding with Russia. And but then I'll explain why I think we should all be siding with Russia, okay? Because Russia did many, many things that suggest that they're for us. They're for the black race. And yeah, I'll give one example, okay? I don't know if you guys followed not so long ago when Putin declassified the oldest representation of Jesus, which was like the representation of a black person. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this.
I know the black picture of Jesus that they have up in Russia. But that's just symbolic. I mean, that really doesn't mean anything.
Symbolism.
That's just symbolism. Yeah, I mean, because they have black Jesus depictions in Ethiopia.
Hey, they told us that Jesus is black and not white. The Negro wasn't black either, man. He was brown skinned. He looked like an Arab.
So I mean, because you guys are going to have to agree with me that everything starts with symbols, right? Symbolisms. All right.
No.
In my opinion, Putin showed which side he was on by doing this very act, okay? He not just disclosed that old representation, but he asked every Russian Christian to all worship not the Vatican Jesus, but the black Jesus that he just disclosed, all right? So he made a long speech about it. Now, that's one, okay? The second thing he did is that he been very supportive of the AES, okay? If there's any Pan-African on the planet, anybody that is like for black dignity, anybody that is like for black liberation, anybody who feels that way and who feels like this is a fight for him should simply be for Russia for those few reasons that I just highlighted. And there's probably more reasons why we should all be siding with Russia. Also, it's important to remember that I think Ukraine attacked one of the three countries. Like they participated in like one of those twisted missions, okay, against the AES. I don't know if you guys followed that as well. Are you guys still there?
Yeah, we're here.
Yeah, we here, bro.
Okay. Exactly. So we're at war. Like whether you guys pick a side or not, then like there's two sides to be on. All right.
The thing is, the thing is with war is it's smart to be on all sides.
That's stupid.
We can't be heavily on one side, especially.
You're gonna be on both sides, all sides of a war.
Especially because they do it. Especially a losing side.
Yeah, the pedophile class does that. The Empire does that.
They're all pedophiles.
Like, okay.
They're all pedophiles, bro. Like,
they're all pedophiles, so it's not a big deal. You cool with it? That ain't me.
So Putin, he knew Epstein as well, and I'm hearing that Epstein was actually a financial advisor for Putin. So
how many times Putin got busy on an island though? What evidence on that, bro?
It doesn't matter,
Hey,
bro.
you got Cash Nova. 30 seconds. I got to pass it to Sandman. Honestly, don't interrupt him.
Got you. Basically, what I'm saying is, we can't be heavily on one side. We gotta play all sides, just like everybody else does. No one's heavily on one side. Everybody, whoever is heavily on one side, they get stamped out very easily in history. That was Thomas Sankar's problem. His radical reliance. That's all I want to say.
All right, go ahead, Sandman. Unmute yourself, Sandman.
Hey, how you doing? Thank you for letting me on there.
Yes, sir. Welcome.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, this I have a little bit of a different perspective on this than you know what I mean. You guys, because maybe you guys, because I recall this reminds me of my time in the Army, and I recall back in 2006 I was deployed to Iraq in Mosul, and on the base that we were on, it was full of these special operative soldiers that the United States hired from Angola. And man, these boys was nothing to play with, man. They had the Iraqis running with their tails between their legs, and I mean kicking ass and taking names, man. So yeah, these European military functions or military groups, they know how badass some Africans can be when it comes to combat initiatives. I mean, Africans, they can run all day and fight all night, you know. But yeah, one thing that I recall talking to these brothers with, the Angola brothers in particular, I don't know if they're like hugely different than the way the culture from Namibia, but I recall them. They were very talkative brothers. They like to joke a lot. But they used to tell me things like the money that they were getting as mercenaries for the United States government in the military, they can go and send that money back home and buy houses with it, take care of family members. Now, that was with the American dollar they was getting paid, but I'm not sure about, the Russian dollar or would they get paid from Ukraine if they go to fight for those guys, but and then I don't know how powerful the ruble is. I think the Russian currency is called the ruble, but I don't know the conversion rate from ruble to whatever currency they use in Namibia. But typically that'll be the case where you get a young brother, strong, young strapping brother from the continent, and they'll have him come out there and fight, and he'll basically become rich off of it, or rich compared to, the people in his homeland was, and that's just a perspective that I wanted to share with you guys, and that's all. I yield the floor.
I appreciate it, Sam, man. Go ahead, Honesty.
Hey, what up, y'all? Really, I'm still confused as to why we're still debating all this. I don't see America's ever been on the right side of history. They've never been on the right side of any war since they were founded. The closest they came was the Civil War. World War II, they pretty much played both sides on that, just like Kushtanova was talking about. They played both sides. They were funding the Nazis and the Allies, and they ended it with the nukes and all that bullshit. It was completely avoidable. Okay, they weren't on the right side of that. They weren't on the right side of Yugoslavia, the Bosnian genocides. They weren't on the right side of any of these conflicts. Weren't on the right side of Iraq. Weren't on the right side of Afghanistan. And that's another conflict. We went into Afghanistan. America was in there. We weren't from that region. And we fucking took over. And it's running with Taliban now. What's the point of that? We plunged these countries into chaos. And then there's open like slave markets and they're trafficking women and little boys and shit. And we're like, good job. Keep going, America. Yeah, great. Why are we cheering this shit on? Why are we acting like it's appropriate? Nigga, if the Africans want to, if they want to fight for Russia, Ukraine,
that's a $10 tariff.
What's up?
You can't say the N word on here. That's a $10
Sorry about
tariff.
that. I apologize. If the Africans want to work for Russia,
honest, you gotta cash app your tariff.
What's that?
It's a $10 tariff. You gotta cash app your tariff.
Pay that bread,
Buddy,
folks.
if the Africans want to work for Russia, that's the smartest thing they can do. Just like Burkina B was talking about.
Honestly,
I know what you're trying to do, Omo. You're trying to be slick and trying to get me off because you don't like what I'm.
all right, go ahead, Ola. Let me yourself, Ola.
Oh, hi everyone. Yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking that black people have been in coalition with other armies over the years. During the Second World War, even First World War, there was a lot of armies from the continent and Black America that got involved. So we've been fighting for years. I mean, this Russian thing is not like people have been tricked to get there. It's just something we've been doing for years. I mean, if you look at the French Revolution and all that.
I don't go ahead, but I'm gonna pull up a video of a guy saying that they're being tricked. But go ahead.
All right, okay. Yeah, the Senegalese, Gambians, and all that were in France fighting their wars for them during the Napoleon era. Same thing with the Second World War, where a lot of West Africans, Nigerians, I'm not sure about Ghanaians, but I know a lot of Nigerians died during the Second World War. Kenyans and all that. Way before that as well, if you look at the British.
Yeah, well, part of the reason why is the countries that were colonized by
that's right.
They got sold from. They had to go fight.
During the Anglo-Ashanti Wars as well, which lasted almost 100 years, during the 1800s, late 1700s, early 1800s, the British couldn't break the Ashantis. They had to go and bring armies from their colonies in the Caribbean and India and certain parts of Africa before they were able to defeat the Ashantis. So Africans are very resilient when it comes to war. It doesn't matter whether it's in cold, in the heat, wherever. So we've been doing this for years. It's nothing new. So that's what I got to say for now.
Okay, go ahead.
I agree with that, brother. You know, I always say this. You know, we don't mind fighting in the cold, bro. Like, because we've been in the northern hemisphere over here in America for about 400 years. The cold don't really bother me. I don't know about you, Dynash.
I can't stand it. I was miserable.
Yeah, I know you get a little shaky, but I live in Chicago, so it's like I'm used to it. You know, it's just there. You know.
Okay. All right. Honestly, you can come back on. Elvis has paid your tax. Okay. Elvis has paid your tax. Honestly, you're back on. You can talk. You can speak after Africa. Thank Elvis. Go ahead, Africa.
Good evening, my brother. Howdy, buddy.
The body fine.
Yeah. Before I go into it, have you seen our president, BO8 with Tucker Carlson?
You know what? I did not watch it, but I saw it. Okay. You know what? Don't spoil it. But did Tucker Carlson eat his ass up, or what happened?
I mean, he was quite brave. Actually, you know, when I listened to it, I clapped for my president. You know, out of all the African leaders, I actually clapped for him because he was the only man that was man enough to tell Tucker Carlson, listen, what Trump did in Venezuela is obviously wrong. And he said about the contradiction of the democracy, you know, countries that we're looking up to. He was man enough to actually tell them what he thinks.
That's good.
Yeah, you know, I actually loved him for that. You know, I thought, you know what, I can see why he's actually doing well as an ECOWAS leader because he's very, you know, he's very strategic. I think a lot of people are not watching what he's doing, but he's a very strategic guy.
Yeah, because I know how Tucker. So I was wondering if Tucker, you know, kind of got over aggressive and started bullying BO.
He was a bit cheeky though, but he didn't get there with our president because he was, you know, he actually spoke more better English than the other African leaders as well. But that's not a surprise. He's Sierra Leonean. So yeah, I mean, did you heard about Nelson Mandela's daughter? She one of the people that was recruiting these guys to Russia.
I didn't know. I didn't hear about it. No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. I think she was one of the. She was warned or arrested or something, like cornered to say stop doing it. She was tricking people in South Africa. A lot of the young lads tricking them to go there to fight. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's crazy. I didn't know that. I gotta look that up. But go ahead. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. We've always been used as mercenaries. I could go back, you know, way back to pre. You know, the conquest of Spain, you know, during the Almoravid, without the black, you know, people from the Takuru Kingdom and the Ghana Empire, that wouldn't be possible. And there's so many written history about saying without the people in the Ghana and Takuru Kingdom, the Amu Ravid wouldn't have been successful. But it goes back to what Ola and the other brother is saying. We've always been used as mercenaries. Ain't that funny how we actually are happy to go and fight for other countries, for change, being tricked to do that. But then, unfortunately, we can't even do that for ourselves in the continent. If you look at Russia right now, they got
Hey,
Wagner.
no. It's former President Zuma's daughter that was doing it. Is Zuma still?
Okay.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Zuma. My bad. My wrong. Yeah, something to do South Africa. Yeah, so yeah, it's funny we've been tricked to do that, to go and fight foreign wars, but we cannot fight our own wars in Africa, and in terms of saying Russia is more on our side than the West, I don't think we should be choosing side, and this is exactly the problem we had. But I think this East and West thing is definitely coming close to home, and Nigeria already had the U.S. military training them. They already came to Nigeria right now to speak to train them to use some of the equipment that was overdue for the last few years that's supposed to be delivered. All of a sudden, they deliver this equipment now, and now they're there to teach them how to use this equipment. And then we got AES, with Wagner, in the region. So I think it's some kind of proxy. It's going to be on our way. That's my opinion. But I think, yes, they've been tricked, and I think we should stay away from their wars. We should focus on our own problem because we have our own bigger issues in the Sahel and northern Nigeria and the Middle Belt, and it's actually spreading like a wildfire. So why can't we use those kids? Because at the moment, they know we have the youngest population in the world, and we are the people that is going to be used to fight their wars in the future. As long as it's, boots on the ground, black kids are going to be used and abused and thrown away because we haven't benefited anything from fighting the Second World War for the West. And, they haven't rewarded Africa like Senegal, Gambia, Sierra Leone. From my mom's side, some of our grandparents went to fight the Second World War, and even the First World War for that matter. What did we gain from it? Nothing. So all these people are saying Russia alone.
Brother, what do you want us to do? What do you want us to do if the war comes to us? You get what I'm saying? We could be minding our own business, but what if they take the war
we
to
should
us?
We should focus on fighting our own wars instead of having to get involved in foreign wars. You understand? Because we have our own problems to solve.
That's what I'm telling
cannot
you.
Fix your home. If you cannot fix your own home, you cannot fix. How can you fix another man's home, brother?
But that's what I'm telling you, because Ukraine came to us and intervene in things that they shouldn't be intervening in by coming to us. You get what I'm saying? So
yeah, because
that's what I'm
it's
trying to tell
Sahel.
you.
Okay, but that's because the Sahel chose to fight to side with the enemies of Ukraine. So you can see it's proxy
Because
already.
Ukraine and Israel are one and the same.
Sorry? What was that?
I'm sorry. It's because Ukraine and Israel are one and the same.
Yeah, I mean, Ukraine is fighting Russia, and then obviously we are, siding in the AES. We're siding with Russia. So what do you think they're going to do? Ukraine, in fact, people don't know this, but Ukraine, most of the weapons that we use in the Sahel, in Burkina Faso, because we know Burkina Faso has always been a breeding ground for terrorists. Okay, this is not new. They were Ukrainian weapons. The weapons that they use in Liberia, some of them, and Sierra Leone for that matter, were Ukrainian weapons. After the Soviets fell.
It doesn't end with Russia. Ukraine's enemy is America's enemies. It's Israel's enemies. It's all of Africa. It ain't gonna stop with Russia. That's naive.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is, if you're gonna side with the enemies, then definitely they're gonna see you as the enemy.
No, it's called siding with allies.
No, if you're who is Ukraine fighting at the moment?
They're fighting America.
Ukraine fighting America.
My bad. Russia's fighting America. My bad. Russia's fighting America.
So Ukraine,
the Ukraine proxy. Yeah.
Right. So Ukraine is with the West. The West is with Ukraine, right? Against Russia. Right. And the AES is with Russia.
But brother, I disagree with you when you say that Burkina Faso always been a breeding ground for terrorists. Okay, because there's something I think we need to clarify here. All right.
I can tell you that for sure. I can tell you that for sure. There's no argument about it. This is not new. In fact, I'll tell you some people in the coastal West Africa, like some Liberians and Sierra Leoneans, that actually still angry, for what they lost, the life that they lost. This is where the most productive countries in West Africa that was destroyed by Burkina Faso.
Those terrorists come from.
I saw them. Listen, I saw Burkina Faso people in Sierra Leone being captured, as rebels.
Yes. I'll tell you one better. Is that Blaise Compaoré was compensated for his contribution in that conflict in Liberia. All right, and he received diamonds and stuff like that. But those weren't terrorists that he sent. Those are like some of the twisted guys that he used to kill Thomas Sankara, right? Those are like guys that followed him to the Ivory Coast, all right? You know that he went to hide in Ivory Coast, right?
Yeah.
You know that he went to Ivory Coast. He's still hiding there, actually, right?
Yeah, he was hidden.
Those guys followed him down there.
I thought they finally arrested him.
Those guys followed him down there, all right?
Blaise,
I think Blaise came back in Ivory Coast.
No, I thought they extradited him
back.
I thought he got extradited.
Yeah, when Dabiba came to power, he came back, if I'm not mistaken. Right? He let Blaise came back to Burkina Faso. He didn't actually arrested him. I think they let him back into the country, scot-free.
Yes,
if I'm not mistaken.
What you guys don't know is that Blaise Compaoré didn't only just go to hide in Ivory Coast, all right? He brought all those twisted gangsters with him to hide in Ivory Coast, all right?
Yeah, so you basically agree with me then, yeah? That he's a leader of the terrorists who terrorize our countries and destroy them. And up to now, we cannot recover from it.
I agree, but the thing is that you need to specify his name, because when you talk about that, you need to give his name. So this way everybody knows whose administration that was.
He is okay. He is not the only person. That was Foday Sankoh. Okay, he came there to recruit Charles Taylor. Obviously Gaddafi was part of the movement, and obviously Blaise. So it was, but he is the one that allowed it. He's the one that actually let them came in. So what you're going through in Burkina Faso now is highly predictable. It was actually way overdue.
Yes, but what I'm trying to say is that
this is a problem. This is a problem. This is the problem when you ally with a country like Russia only, where these people, they will have nothing to give you other than weapons, destructions. They have no respect for human rights, for the rule of law.
Yeah, but what I wanted, I'm not totally disagreeing with what you're saying. I just wanted to specify that all of what happened, all the twistedness that happened, all happened under Blaise Compaoré's administration. So this way it is clear to people. You get what I'm saying?
Oh yes, exactly. And yes. But it's a funny trend in that country, though. I don't want to minimize, your people, because I think Burkina Faso has always been, historically, before all this issue, they've been a great country. They had their own empires, and so on, and it's like a junction, in the Sahel. Yeah, they're good, right? I don't have anything bad to say. I don't have anything bad to say about a group of people. I don't do that. But however, they were easy to be used by the outsiders against other people, and easily, for that matter. I don't know if it was to do with the leadership, or is it people are easily swayed to do the wrong things, or maybe it's because of the alliance that they had. I don't know. Maybe you can help me with that.
Okay, look, you're talking about an alliance that he had with the terrorists?
Why Burkina Faso have always been a troubled country when it comes to the regional peace. In fact, I could go back to the Mali Empire for that much. Yeah.
No, I mean, it has to go back to the first Ivorian president whose name was Houphouët-Boigny. I don't know if you heard about this guy.
I know him. I heard about him very well. Houphouët-Boigny, yes.
So everything started with Houphouët-Boigny, because the French people, he's the guy that France used.
He was a French puppet. Mm-hmm.
Right. He's the guy that the French used to corrupt Blaise Compaoré and to get him to kill Thomas Sankara.
Right.
And just to confirm, just to prove it to you, right? This guy, Houphouët-Boigny, right after doing that, right after successfully convincing Blaise Compaoré, I think he gave his niece in marriage, like to seal the deal. You get what I'm saying? And up to this day, Blaise Compaoré is still married to that woman.
Right.
And that woman is Ivorian, right? And that's why, like after Houphouët-Boigny died, but then Blaise Compaoré took on his role from Burkina Faso.
Okay.
So he became the puppet. He became the puppet, the biggest puppet, most important puppet that the French were using from that point on. You get what I'm saying? Because Houphouët-Boigny was no longer there. And that's the very reason also why the same Blaise Compaoré, I don't know if you followed when...
Is it the guy that built Ivory Coast economy? Is it the guy that actually built Ivory Coast, made Ivory Coast for what it is today? Is that the guy you're talking about?
Yes, exactly. So that guy actually, not just did he, it's true that he brought development to the Ivory Coast, but the problem is that he also sold the country to the French in the same breath. You get what I'm saying? Because like having roads in the country doesn't mean that the people actually own the country. You get what I'm saying? And this guy was very important in the sense that
do you have a lot of Burkina Faso?
He was the first.
So if you can compare Burkina Faso and Ivory Coast, do you have more Burkinabe in Ivory Coast than you have Ivorian in Burkina Faso? Or
absolutely,
absolutely. Or level? So what do you mean by that? Do you have more Burkinabe in Ivory Coast, right?
Yes, there's more Burkinabe in Ivory Coast, and actually, the Burkinabe people are the Ivorian working force. So you see the hard labor, a little like the Mexicans are in the United States. All right,
we got that because Burkina Faso is a mini West Africa. Okay, that's how I see the country. You will not find, you know, as I said the other day, a part of Nigeria.
Can I come in here real quick, guys?
Yeah, in a minute.
Yeah, well, let me pass the Honesty first. Then you, Honesty, you got something else you want to say, Honesty?
Yeah, I want to go back to something Africa said. He's framing this as if Africa's or Burkina Faso, he was being specific, their only relationship with Russia is weapons, and that's not true at all. And Burkina Faso is also aligned not only with Russia, but China too. And it's not just a relationship of weapons and war in the war economy. They're investing in green energy. China is exporting cars and cotton and other minerals. And
that's good.
The relationship goes way deeper than war. So that framing of it, it's disingenuous. I take umbrage with it, and it's silly.
Okay, I'm just asking a question because from what I'm seeing from the outside, that's the reason why I'm asking this question, because I don't live in Burkina Faso, and I like to hear it.
By the way, I just wanted to specify. I wanted to specify one last thing is that Houphouët-Boigny, I think, was the first ever Ivorian president after the independence in the 60s.
Okay.
You see, right after the independence in the 60s, that guy was the first president.
Yeah, let me come back.
The first president.
Yeah, according to kind of butchers what you were saying, but I wanted to give you some information, just correct a few things. I told Dynas this about a couple years ago, and I think I was the first person I told him, so he didn't believe it, that Liberian rebels were the ones that helped Thomas Sankara, helped Blaise Compaoré to kill Thomas Sankara. And Dynas was doubting what I was saying, and I'm glad somebody else noticed the information. But what happened, Burkina Faso is a linchpin to French West Africa. And what the brother was saying is exactly what it is. That Houphouët-Boigny, his goddaughter, her name is Daisy Tolbert. She was married to the son of the Liberian president at the time during the coup. When he was killed, his son's name is Adolphus Benedict Tolbert. He fled to the French embassy in Liberia he was looking for refuge, and he fled to the French embassy because he had a connection with Boigny in the Ivory Coast. And Boigny was France's right-hand man in pretty much Africa, but not just West Africa. So what Samuel Doe did, he barged into the French embassy, which is something you don't do, diplomatically, you just don't do it. So he went in there, got him out, killed him, and dumped his body in the ocean. So Hugh Bonnier had a personal beef with Samuel Doe. So the French were the ones that were supporting Charles Taylor. When he got caught and he went to trial, he testified that the first money he received to start the Liberian Civil War was in Paris, France. He was in France, and that's where he got the first $20,000 to start the Civil War. So, Bonnier then married his goddaughter, Daisy Tolbert. So Blaise Compaoré, who, like the brother was saying, that's who he's still married to this day. So that's that connection there. So Charles Taylor, when he was president in Liberia, his closest friend was Blaise Compaoré. He had unfettered access to Liberia. He had Burkinabés in the country helping Charles Taylor to fight. So that connection is very strong. Like rightfully said, when Bonnier died, Blaise Compaoré became the right-hand man for France in West Africa. And everything was kind of funded through him. So he played an integral part. I think he was in Burkina Faso for like 27 years. So my question here is, Blaise Compaoré was so entrenched with the French and gave them unfettered access to Burkina Faso. Why isn't Traoré trying to bring him to justice while he's going after Damiba and other people? Because that dude did more damage in that country and was more entrenched with the French and gave them everything they wanted, for the protection and for certain access to certain things. Why isn't Traoré going after him? Is he just too powerful to touch? Of course, it's being protected by Alassane Ouattara now. So that was my question. I'll pass the mic.
That's actually
great point.
That's actually a good question.
That is a good question.
Can I answer?
Yeah, sure.
Can I answer? Okay,
please.
I'll give my opinion here, right? This is what I think, all right? The reason why Traoré is not doing much is because like some of the faction within his military still have ties to those people. You get what I'm saying? So while trying to have like a unified army, like he needs to go easy with some of those people that still have ties with some of those guys that he's partnered, that he's associated with at this point. You get what I'm saying? So that's why like it's so easy.
Do you also think tribe is partly to do with this also? Because Blaise is Mosi, right? And Damiba is Mosi, and Traoré is not Mosi, and I think he belonged to a minority tribe. And this does matter in African politics. Yeah, okay.
Absolutely. But the thing with Traoré is that Traoré has nothing to do with this simply because of generations, because he belongs to a different generation from these guys. You get what I'm saying? Right. He's very young. He's very young. Okay. So he knows about everything that happened before, but like he knows about all those people. He knows about the factions. He knows about the lines, like the ones he can cross and the ones he can't, right? But he has nothing to do with them. Like he's coming with a new vision, totally new vision. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
So this is what makes it so more challenging for him to keep the army unified.
And that's what Africa needs, a new vision. I mess with
that. Right.
So do you think he's slightly vulnerable then, because he's basically treading on eggshells, basically. That's how it sounds like. And I can see why there's so many coups.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I can see why there's so many coups. And it sounds like if anything is going to happen to him, I hope nothing happens. It's going to come from the inside. It's either going to be a tribal thing, or it's going to be like the outsiders using the tribal thing again, as they always do, to take him out because he comes from a minority tribe. And I can see that, and I can feel that energy also. And I've spoken to a couple of people from that region, because I do associate with people a lot, and I listen to people, that actually point those things out. And thank you for your honesty, bro. I really appreciate that.
Oh, cool. My pleasure. Yeah, but what I wanted to also say is that you see, right before Blaise Compaoré lose power, I don't know if you guys followed what happened with the president that Alassane Ouattara's toppled. His name is Laurent Gbagbo.
Laurent Gbagbo, yes.
Exactly. That was the president that was in power right before Alassane Ouattara's takeover, right?
Right.
And this guy had similar visions to Ibrahim Traore. And Blaise Compaoré, with his gangsters, like he sent his gangsters to do exactly what he did in Liberia.
Right. He's a mercenary. He's a top honcho. It sounds like a top honcho mercenary being used by the West or France.
Exactly. So he sent his gangsters to topple this guy, and he's actually the one who put Alassane Ouattara in power. And he did it all for the French superpowers.
Right. So what do you think about the guy that what do you think about the guy that Traore promotes in the military, the head of the military, something Diallo? I heard, is it doing a good job in terms of dealing with the security?
Yes, absolutely. I think he's doing a good job. But I think also that Ibrahim Traore, for the reasons I just mentioned, I think there are many political decisions that he has to take, because maybe moves like that is what he's gonna need to do to keep the unity. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Because he needs to keep multiple factions happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And on that note, global solidarity is what he's going to need in order to protect himself and his country. All right. He's going to need protection from Russia and China. Yeah, that's going to involve weapons, cynical as that sounds. But he's going to need that.
Absolutely.
Because he doesn't want to get Maduro'd. All right. He doesn't want to get just snatched off his own land. If Venezuela was in BRICS and hadn't been vetoed out by Brazil, maybe things would be different. We don't know. So yeah, they need all the solidarity they can get.
And also,
Absolutely.
do you think also by just siding with the Russians and the Chinese and not being non-alliance, do you think that puts him also at risk? Because if, for example, Russia start losing the war in Ukraine, they would turn against anyone that's allied with Russia. I see that. And the Chinese are not good at helping you when it comes to military fronts. They can help you in the economic front, but you know how the Chinese do. They play the long game. In fact, they would rather just sit around and wait for the country to get smashed by the.
That's true. Yeah, it is a gamble, and it's not guaranteed that he is going to be safe. And yeah, we've been fighting this war a long time, and there've been a lot of coups and a lot of failures up until this point.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean you give up, and that doesn't mean you wildly deviate your strategy so much that you're helping the enemy. Okay, solidarity, that's never changed. All right, Black Panthers already talked about this. They call it intercommunalism. It's solidarity with the North Koreans, the Chinese, the Cubans, Venezuela, anybody that America's messing with. And you can't sit around as an FBA or whatever the heck, waiting around for them to reciprocate. I mean, you wait all millennia waiting for people to enlighten themselves, man. You got to show them the way. You gotta step in front. You gotta lead the dang march. You can't wait for everybody that ICE is deporting for their families to show up and cook a dinner for you, whatever the heck you're waiting for. I don't know what the FBAs are waiting for, to be honest. We need global solidarity. We need international solidarity with our brothers in South America, in the Middle East, in Africa, in America, everywhere, man. Especially in Russia.
Yeah,
man.
Absolutely.
Russia ain't never had no slave trade. They were the slaves. The Slavs. They know what's up.
Yeah, and what I noticed also, the talks have been really good in terms of military partnership with a lot of African countries, and they've been very quiet. They'll give you what you need. They don't talk loud, and they've got really good weapons, no doubt about it, because the Germans have, given them so much technology, because after the Second World War, the Turks are the ones that are dealing with the German security issue, for example. They outsource that to the Turks. And I noticed some countries going there, a lot of countries actually dealing with the Turks. And the Turks are actually in the middle until recently. Okay. And the Turks are just basically how you see Turkey is actually placed between the East and the West. They never hide it. They always sat in the middle. Okay. And if you're working with them, you're not going to get into a lot of drama. So I think a lot of African countries should be dealing with a country like Turkey when it comes to military, and because they will give you what you want. They're not going to question it, whether you're Muslim country or Christian, as long as you're actually, you're loyal to them. And I learned some of their contract that some of the Turkish companies in Africa, they tend to be doing their job a bit more cheaper and more efficient and more reliable than probably some of the Chinese contractors. So I think we need to look. Yeah.
No, 30 seconds. And I'm gonna play this clip, and then I gotta pass it to Delroy.
No problem, sir. Yeah. So I think we need to be careful. At the moment we're living in a funny times. So let's be. I think these Sahelian leaders should actually choose their partners wisely, and they should be keeping their eyes wide open because the West is closing in. Okay.
Absolutely.
All right, let me play this video real quick.
Planning to move out of state soon? Peak moving season is around the corner. Make sure to...
We're going to stay with the war in Ukraine and turn to South Africa because an investigation has been opened into the former president, Jacob Zuma's daughter. She's been accused of luring men into fighting for Russia in the conflict. Authorities say Duduzile Zuma Sambudla tricked men by telling them they were traveling to Russia for a paramilitary training course. Well, we're going to get more on this from France 24's correspondent, Eunice Masson, who is in Cape Town for us. Eunice, thanks so much for joining us. Just bring us up to speed with what we know about this investigation so far.
Yes, so what we know about this investigation is quite limited at this moment, but we know that the police now have opened an inquiry docket that is, like you've mentioned, after Nkosazana Zuma Ncube filed an affidavit against her sister, Zuma Sambudla, now alleging that she unlawfully misled a group of men to Russia. Now, two other names also were mentioned, Zubakazi Nkumu and also Blessing Khoza have also been mentioned in her affidavit, and according to Zuma Ncube, she felt morally obliged to open the case. So we know that the police have confirmed that the matter is being investigated, but it has been handed over to what you call South Africa's Directorate for Serious and Priority Crimes, the Hawks. And this, I must mention that this latest development hopes to escalate the matter further. But before it was an official investigation by the police, about the allegations of the recruitment, it was known to the government and the Ukrainian embassy in South Africa. 2 weeks ago, our President Cyril Ramaphosa ordered a full investigation into how the men were recruited. Ukraine's ambassador to South Africa has publicly said that these men were lured to fight in the war, describing it as highly regrettable. So this is where we are at. So we hope that the latest development might escalate further investigations, but we all are wondering what is happening to the men who have been recruited, and circumstances of the men who claims that they were recruited under false information have largely been reported by a journalist called Ivan Pios. He has built a relationship with family members since July, and he has managed to speak to 4 men who claim they are currently forced to fight for Russia. And they too indicate Zuma Sambudla and the 2 other accused. And through Pios's reporting, it is clear that the men did not know that they were sent to Russia to fight in the Ukraine-Russia war, and their plea is to come back to South Africa.
Eunice, thank you so much for bringing us up to speed.
All right, go ahead, Delroy.
Yeah, who said Russia might lose the war in Ukraine? Who said that?
Wasn't me.
And I did also. Both of us. And I did also. I said they might. It's a war. It's war.
Yeah,
you either win or lose.
There is no such thing as Russia losing any war in Ukraine. Okay? You might as well forget that. Burkina Faso, perfect partner is Russia. Russia proved over many years, right, that they have the best interests at heart with Africa, right? They might not be the best at development as far as infrastructure, or anything like that, but they proved, and it's a long time Russia's been in Africa, right? You're talking about from the 1930s, right? Helping them. America just sent a delegation to Mali, right? A delegation, because they're trying to persuade them to come on their side. You understand? But that's not going to happen, right? That is not going to happen. They might try that bullshit in Nigeria because they have control of Nigeria, but it's not going to happen in, to the AES, right? As far as Dinah's question, or Africans being tricked into fighting for Russia. To me, it doesn't matter. Russians risk their lives in Africa also, right? Fighting for Africans. They in the AES territory right now, fighting for Africans, right? I don't see no reason why Africans can't fight for Russia if they wanted to, right? Because Russians are risking their lives to fight.
It's true.
In
I
the
agree.
AES country. You see what I'm saying?
Do you know the guys that Russia got in Africa? Do you know how they managed to be recruited to come to Africa? Do you know by any chance?
To come to Africa to fight?
Yeah. Do you know the recruitment process in Wagner?
You mean you talking about the Wagner group?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know their recruitment process?
It doesn't matter what the recruitment process is. They're there, right? They're there. They use them as mercenaries. America does the same thing. You see what I'm saying? Europe does the same thing. They have mercenaries. You see what I'm saying?
I'm not denying that. I'm just asking. Do you know the recruitment process?
No, I don't exactly know the process.
A lot of them are criminals that they promised.
Okay, fine, good, fine.
Thank you, Dennis.
Good.
Thank you.
Good. So that's good. That's good. That's who they should use.
Really? Okay.
You see what I'm saying? That's who they should use. We use terrorists. Okay? We use terrorists.
Exactly. And I just want to add, I feel like we're not getting the whole story here. That news segment we just saw was well, for one,
half of it is propaganda.
Not Russian, so we're not getting
They're right. If that was you, would you be happy? Would you be happy for? They're right. Would you be happy?
Oh, yeah. We're not doing this now. Hold on.
This developing story that just came out today. Yeah. You best believe I want more information.
They're right. Would you be happy if Wagner, if Russia recruits pedophiles, sex offenders, hardcore criminals, murderers to go and help you in Jamaica to fight a war? Would you be happy with that?
That's an unfair question.
Well, that's exactly what Wagner's are. These are the people that committed the most heinous crimes in Russia, who are recruited and given
How do you know that?
They've admitted to it though, because they're fighting in Ukraine. Too. They're fighting in the Ukraine as well.
Because
of their soldier shortage, they're telling.
Dennis, Russia don't have a soldier shortage.
But they don't now because they're using prisoners that they're
no, Dennis. No, Dennis.
If Russia don't have that, why they recruit African kids? Why they blackmailing African kids? If that's the case, if you are so right there,
stop listening to CNN and Fox, bro. Stop listening to CNN and Fox. Stop listening to CNN and Fox. That's what you get your news from. Okay? Listen to. Nah, let me finish. You didn't let me finish.
It's my show. Literally, there's Africans who are saying they were tricked into fighting for Russia, and on the other side with Ukraine.
Propaganda. Dennis, let me ask something. Let me ask something. Dennis, first of all, I have family stationed over in the over both in Europe and the Middle East. Okay, I'm just going to say that. But Dennis, who are you listening to? Are you listening to Yo, let me talk, man. Don't talk. Let me talk.
Delroy, I'm listening to the Africans who were fighting, and who either some were killed or some who came back.
You're listening to news, Dinas. You listen to news. You're not speaking to the person. It's to the person. You're not speaking to the actual person.
But if they're talking to the person
Okay.
saying the situation. I mean, I just played the clip of the Zuma's daughter shrieking South Africans to go fight for Russia. I just played the clip.
Dinas, you know what propaganda is?
I'm very aware.
So why are you gonna believe something just like that when something just came out?
Delroy. If Africans are saying we were tricked to fight for Russia,
come on.
I'm not gonna call. You can't come out and call them a liar.
Trick
Dinas, there's no point of argument about this. There's not even
it's propaganda.
one point of
U.S. and
argument about
America
it.
do it all the time. Damn, you guys are so gullible, bro.
Oh Lord,
you guys are so gullible. You know, it's like saying it's like saying Trump is correct in going over to Nigeria, saying Christians are being killed when mostly Muslims are being killed.
Correct. He's not correct.
I believe Delroy.
Huh?
I believe Delroy.
I understand. Delroy. If you say Nigeria actually engage in propaganda, I would agree with you because that's everybody.
What do you mean Nigeria? America and France.
No, yeah, I know, but also Nigerians.
What are you talking about?
Also, Nigerians are involved in the propaganda for their own benefit.
Yes, they're involved in it too. But America and Europe, the West.
Yeah, but what Dinas is saying is coming out of the horse's mouth. This is not coming from Fox News. It's coming from South Africa. It's coming from South Africa. It's coming from the African mouth.
So Africa that's controlled by the apartheid.
There's no point of arguing.
Yeah,
so
we gotta
Africa
pass
that's controlled by the apartheid.
I gotta pass it to Shaka Zulu. Go ahead, Shaka
Those
Zulu.
white people. That's who you're saying.
I gotta pass it to Shaka Zulu. Go ahead, Shaka Zulu.
Yeah, how y'all doing, man?
Good.
Yeah, shout out to you,
New York,
man.
New York.
Yeah, what's up? Listen, man. I understand y'all got like European hate syndrome or whatever.
No, we don't. That's silly. But go ahead.
All right, but what's y'all? If y'all want to go fight for Russia, go fight for Russia, man. Just leave the Europeans.
Man, what are you talking about? Who's talking about that?
Yeah, who's talking about?
Dude.
Who's talking about fighting for Russia?
Dude, man. Yo, why are you so disrespectful, man?
Yeah, but who's talking about fighting for Russia?
No,
Shut the fuck up, man.
Who you want to fight for, Zulu?
Who you want to fight for Russia? What are you talking about?
Yo, Dinas, why this dude gotta be?
He's Jamaican. He's Jamaican. He can't help it. He's Jamaican. He can't help it.
Who you want to fight for, Zulu?
I'm African, bro. African.
Yo, listen, man. Let me just talk, man. Everybody got their opinion, man. All I want to.
Guys, don't interrupt, Zaka Zulu. You got a minute and 30 seconds. Go ahead.
All I'm saying is this, man. You know what I'm saying? It don't make no sense, you know what I'm saying, to be on the Russian bandwagon, man. You know what I'm saying? You wanna help Africa? Okay, you can get some weapons from them. You can get some training from them. But do the work yourself, man. You know what I'm saying? Going over to Russia and fighting their war, you know what I'm saying? Unless you pulling up over there and saying, okay, they my true allies, and you pulling up over there with some aircraft carriers and some battleships, you're not doing that, man. So to play the mercenary role, you know what I'm saying, is not a cool thing, man. You know what I'm saying? And all these people talking about, oh, the West this and the West that. But they over here living in the West. They over here benefiting off the West, man. You know what I'm saying?
Because our ancestors were slaves. That's what we got here, bro.
Let me finish.
Dumbass.
Come on, New Yorker. Speak wiser than that. Go ahead.
Oh my God.
Listen, man, I'm entitled to my opinion, man. I'm entitled to my opinion, just like y'all Jamaicans are entitled to your opinion, man. You know what I'm saying? But all I'm saying is, man, just do what you got to do for yourself, man. You know what I'm saying? You want to ally with everybody else, you know what I'm saying? You want to talk about bricks and this
everybody
and that.
Else, everybody, period. Not everybody else, everybody, period. who's not a freaking
The same,
pedophile.
the same countries, the same countries, the same countries y'all want to ally with is the same countries that disrespect black people. You know what I'm saying? In their countries.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot.
Oh, you mean like
imperialists,
America?
man. You fucking imperialists are so soft, man. Always talking about your fucking feelings and shit, man.
You
A
mean like
revolution
America?
over here, we made a fucking stone, homie, and we got plans. What are you doing, man? Crying over some perceived racism that you heard about from third parties?
You talking to me?
Yeah, bro. You imperialists, man. Y'all soft, bro. What the hell are you talking
Yeah.
about? They don't like black people. What the fuck?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
go down there personally? Did you ask them all?
Y'all is just opinionists, man. Y'all just emotional opinionists, man.
And you're just ignorant.
You know what I'm saying? Stick to the facts. Stick to historical facts, yo.
You a soft
You're,
New
all you said
Yorker
was talk from
talking
my
shit
mom
like
and my
that.
dad and my grandma, my uncles, dog. You're outdated, bro. You're outdated, bro.
All right. I'm gonna let y'all
You
talk. Man.
siding with the imperialists.
I
You
gotta pass.
siding with the
I gotta
imperialists.
pass to
no, that's
Prince
out.
Steve. Go
Yeah,
ahead,
pass
Prince
the
Steve.
mic, man. Get this
Go
faggot off
ahead,
the goddamn radio.
go ahead, Prince Steve.
Oh no, don't do that. Hey, can you guys hear me good?
Yes.
Okay. I know this is gonna rub people the wrong way, but I look at some of this as beneficial. Because you have Africans getting real combat experience in modern warfare. Just seeing how modern warfare is. This is a very, very sophisticated war. Where you have hypersonic missiles, you've got electronic jammers being used, you've got Duran drones that are modified, they're going 600 miles per hour.
Jones.
More than that, bro.
Duran 2 drones. So these are modified drones that I believe that a lot of African countries can develop and make faster.
Yep.
I mean, it's
Yep.
you can create a drone fleet and build a drone fleet faster than you can build a naval fleet. That takes years, and so that's something that the Sahel states should look into. And knowing how to maneuver in drone warfare is a skillful thing. So I'm thinking that the few African soldiers that are going to Russia and fighting are gaining on ground combat skills. I was in the military. Not a lot of guys who are in the service now have combat experience. Not like the guys back in Afghanistan and Iraq and all those. You know, that is an asset. That is a plus. So when it's time to actually fight a real war on African soil, you will be battle tested. So I do see the benefit in it. That's all I'm
Just
saying.
to confirm what you're saying, right? Just to confirm what you're saying, brother, is that North Korea,
North Korea.
North Korea made a deal with Burkina Faso so that they can learn how to fight terrorists. And they moved to Burkina Faso so that they can participate some of the missions to gain the experience that you're talking about. That was just to bring a confirmation to what you're saying.
Yeah. I mean, that's a big deal because you see Burkina Faso and all the Sahel states. You see that problem in Nigeria. These guys will be more equipped and more experienced when it comes to taking on that problem. And here's the other thing: Russia's winning the war right now. Ukraine is blacked out. Like their power grid is taken out.
Half their land is gone.
Yeah, all the energy infrastructure is pretty much hit. Everybody in Kyiv is in the dark. I mean, you talking about the gas pipes and the sewage pipes, all of those have gotten bombed. And it started off with Ukraine hitting Russia's energy infrastructure. And now you see what's going on in Ukraine. Ukraine is losing. Right now, Ukraine is suffering.
Yeah, but they're not fighting Ukraine, bro. They're fighting NATO.
Yeah. I mean, it's a proxy war. It's a proxy war. Yeah, indirectly, they are fighting it. I agree. The other thing is you have what you call PMCs in Ukraine that are NATO really that are really NATO troops, but they're NATO mercenaries fighting under Ukrainian insignia, and they're PMCs. And you have CIA there. You have MI6 there. Helping them.
Russia killed a lot of them.
Right.
A lot of CIA, a lot of MI6 killed them.
Right.
But the Americans not going to talk about that.
They're not considered under the Geneva Convention Act of 1945 because they would be cited as terrorists because they're not fighting under the sovereign flag, right? They're not of that nationality that they're fighting under. So they are not covered under the Geneva Convention Act, which allows them to be treated as terrorists, which means you can assassinate them and they won't be eligible for certain human rights and conditions, right? So that's something that's going on. So everybody is pretty much putting some of their men on the line in this war, whether it's secretly, whether it's covertly, or it's outward.
Thank you.
Obviously, it's Ukraine and Russia, but yeah, MI6 is there. Private military contractors from all over Europe and in the United States are there.
Thank you. Thank you.
They're not going to just let it be out there, but everybody wants to understand what's going on in this war because it is a modernized warfare, and we have not seen drone warfare on this type of scale. Now they have to modify the drones and the drone interceptors. The drones are a lot faster than what they were last year. The Shahed drone is what the Russians replicated. And then what the Russians did was they modified it to go even 300 miles per hour faster so that they're harder to track and shoot down. Also, they put fiber optic cables inside these drones in order for it to be hard to detect and to jam. So on the battlefield, weapons are being modified as the war goes on. So this war is a very sophisticated war. People don't understand that.
The very reason why Iran right now kick America ass.
Hey, guy, let me pass the mic to Kala. Go ahead, Kala. Unmute yourself, Kala. Kala Genesis.
About to fall asleep. About the topic, Africa is being used. Whatever. The question needs to be asked, right? Seeing all this steam panel we got here. Hold up, 1 second. 1 second. My computer batteries will die. Just give me 1 minute. I can plug my computer in.
I heard somebody say something about the Wagner being rapists. The biggest rapists and murderers on African continent is the Fulanis and the Janjaweeds.
Right, I'm back. Right, see. Now the question.
Oh God, you're just obsessed with
Yeah.
right?
Go ahead, Kala.
The question about Africa.
Yeah, I know you, man.
Yeah, guys, don't interrupt, please.
Look,
Go back and forth. Go ahead,
I
Kala.
give back some more time. I reserve extra time for that.
Go ahead.
But the question was about Africans being used to benefit somebody else. And the question I need to ask is, what has changed in the last 500 years? You know, the fact that Africans are going there and probably securing somebody else's wealth, a property and stuff like that, and getting no real benefit from it. There's not a damn thing. They're just being what Africans have been for the last 500 years. Cannon fodder and to be used and abused by everybody else. That's why people like your boy Delro, he likes that. You know, most Jamaicans are, man, because they like this.
Hey, listen, bro. Don't piss me off tonight, man. Say what you say.
Shut your mouth, let the man talk, man. Shut your mouth, let the man talk.
Exactly. Can you just stop?
Let him talk, Delroy. I'm gonna get him.
I wrote this years ago, and I was stolen. I got documented of the term "blood and soil." I coined the term, and it was stolen by these neo-Nazis, whatever like that. If you're not, the price of freedom is blood. Your enemy's blood over soil. You gain soil through, and the price for gaining soil and freedom is blood. Without land, you have no freedom. The only land you should be spilling blood for is the land you're going to pass down to your children. Anything else that deviates from that is a freaking lie. And let me talk about Russia, right? Anybody who knows me knows I'm a very big Russian enthusiast. I sing the Volga Boatman. I know all the Russian history and stuff like that. I love Russia. But Russia don't give a fuck about black people in Africa. They don't. You know, Russia abandoned Angola. They abandoned
the Congo. They abandoned Congo.
You know, they abandoned all these the Congo, all these places. Russia just said, "I ain't gonna fight the way you ain't. Africans ain't worth it." Cuba. They're banning Cuba. Central and South America. So what are you talking about? Russia's going to do it. What makes you think Russia's suddenly going to put their lives on the line? You know, that's why they're recruiting Africans so they can preserve their precious blood.
And Carla, to add to that, Carla, they also are spending the one that this Janjaweed, the Janjaweed that idiot just mentioned, right? The Russians are behind Janjaweed in Sudan. The gold in Sudan is going to the United Arab Emirates. It's been laundered, and most of Russian gold at the moment is coming from Sudan. The area where Russia actually is mining gold, even the people from Sudan cannot go there. They even their military. This RSF is trained. RSF is a Russian mercenary in Sudan as we speak. If you keep talking, I'll get my uncle Sim to come up for you.
No. Actually, it's still Carla's turn. Go ahead, Carla.
Yeah, same thing in Central Africa. Now, I'm not saying Russia's a bad guy in all this. The West, the United States, they're to me worse, right? But let's not act like you're gonna go trade one devil for another. That's what I'm talking about. You know, the bottom line is we should ask ourselves, why isn't there have African countries have a surrendered sovereignty, one sovereignty? You know what I mean by one sovereignty? That means you say we're going to sign a treaty, right? And we're going to say we're going to create a supreme military command for the whole entire continent, and the headquarters are going to be in this country right here, and that's going to be the preemptive military operation that could enter any country, anything that the AU or whoever decides to send there, and everybody agrees to that. That will solve Africa's problem 99% overnight. But right now, you got the same thing. You got this country, you got this country. There's no coordinated thing. Africa should not be fighting for any other country, but it's while you got people dying in Sudan right now, right? You still got slavery in Mauritania.
Right.
You got child soldiers in the Congo, goddammit. And you're gonna sit here and tell me about what the fuck is going on with Ukraine and Russia?
Whose fault that is?
It's Africa.
That's Russia. Russia causing that.
Carla,
in Sudan, Russia is trained. RSF is a Russian mercenary. If you don't know that,
that's
RSF is Russian mercenary.
That's a lie. And who does France and America train?
A lot of terrorists. 100%. They're all bad terrorists.
What is your problem?
The Fulanis. The French train the
Uncle Sim, come for this yard man and get him back on the road, please, because you don't belong here. Please.
You
mad
without disrespecting Jamaicans, man. My mom.
You mad about talking about your?
He's disrespecting the greatest that ever lived.
You mad about me talking about?
Why are you talking? You're not even African. You're talking about African tribes.
You mad about me talking about the filthy Fulani?
You mad about me talking about the filthy Fulani?
Jamaicans
who is more filthy?
Country. Go to cockpit country.
Go and solve your problem in Jamaica and leave Africa alone, man. You cannot solve your own home.
Bitch. You want to talk?
My show's on.
Who's not African? Who's not African?
No, Delroy. They thought they sold us and got rid of us, but we're
who's
back,
not
bitch.
African? Who's not African?
You're not African. You're African descent.
Hey, spill
You're
your shit,
African
man.
descent.
Hold on.
That's the problem.
You are not speaking for African because you do not feel the same thing. You're African descent. We are all African descent.
You look at this internet.
We got revenge.
Can I respond to you? We are all African descent. We're all African descent. But you are not feeling the pain that the Africans in the continent are feeling.
Oh, shut the
so
fuck
you do
up.
not have
Shut
the right
up.
to speak.
What kind of pain? What kind of pain?
I got two roadmen. I got two roadmen.
What kind of pain you feeling? You live in England. What kind of pain you feeling?
That says a lot about you. That says a lot about you. And
you come from a terrorist tribe. That's why you mad.
What kind of pain you feel about you?
You mad about your terrorist tribe. That's not
because you're married to Biafra. Because you're married to a Biafran woman and you sit in there think you're actually speaking for Africans. Yeah.
Hey, dude,
is
go to cockpit country.
Hey, guy, leave.
Danis, you're African?
Of course.
Danis is African American. He's African.
All right.
African. Every one of us here is African.
All right, shut the hell up. Well, shut up. Don't bring that up then, bro.
No, you're
Don't
not
bring
listening.
that up.
You're not listening to what I'm saying. We're all Africans in there, but you don't live in the ground to actually
So what
understand
that
what
mean?
people are talking about.
So
And
what
You don't
what
live
that
in the
mean?
ground.
You don't. I know more
You
about
live on the
Africa
ground.
than you, bitch.
I live in the ground. I got people like
You don't live
why
no.
can you
It's
speak?
bullshit.
Why is a
Bullshit.
little man? It just shows the manners and how you was brought up as people. You know, it's just weird. You know, people
If
like
you
you, I
was
will not
grown,
associate with.
if you
Your
was
manners is
grown in,
bad. You
hold
was
on,
brought up badly.
Al,
You was
Al,
actually.
if you was grown in Africa, you'd have been a terrorist too.
I would
Oh,
have. I would have
and by the
terrorized.
way,
I tell you what. Yeah.
Jamaica is Greater Africa.
Thank you. Then
No, listen.
Africans.
Listen. I grew up with Jamaican. I grew up with Jamaican. I love Jamaican
No,
dearly.
Jamaica
Right?
is small
Nah, you've been rude
They
no
might listen.
Jamaicans this whole
Listen.
panel.
But I do not tolerate anyone in this planet on this planet Earth insulting my fucking tribe. I don't
No, go and
tolerate that.
discipline your tribe. No, go and discipline your child and
Why
your
are you
tribe.
speaking like illiterate? Why are you speaking like illiterate? Why are you speaking like illiterate? What is that got to do with me?
Discipline your tribe. Go
Do
discipline
you
your
think I'm
tribe and your mama.
What tribe?
Go discipline your
What's
mama
that?
and your children and your tribe. You don't tell a big man what to do.
Obviously, it's kick him out. Guys, he needs to go. This guy needs to go. This guy needs to go. He needs to go.
Guys, listen. One more time. Women, children, mothers, stay out of it. All right. Are you
Exactly my point? It just shows how they was brought up and their values and how they are. And people like that, they're very low IQ. He's a very low IQ guy. I don't argue with low IQ people. I don't. Your IQ is very low. You probably have zero education. You probably have nothing in your life.
Two dudes do the same thing every time y'all come on here, man. Stop that shit.
Exactly. What are you talking about? What do you know about Fulani people? What do you know about? Okay, let me just 1 second. What do you know about Fulani people? What do you know?
I know you all are troublemakers. That's what I know. You all are troublemakers.
So you're saying Jamaicans are not troublemakers? I grew up with Jamaicans in the UK. Nobody killed black people in the Western Jamaicans. Nobody sell drugs in the Western Jamaicans. Nobody caused trouble in the black neighborhoods in Jamaicans. I can give you that. I can give you that in black and white. I can assure you. That's why your country is trash. That's why your country is trash. Yeah, you're running away everywhere. Not only that, they get you will be rejected. You will be rejected by all civilized nations.
He's just mad.
No, you Jamaicans have been rejected by all civilized nations because you do not behave in a civilized manner, and you just demonstrate. No, I'm telling you the truth. It's not being upset. That's the reason you just manifest your real ways and how you was brought up. You are rejected people from all civilized nations.
Man, get
Nobody
the fuck
killed
out
black
of here,
people.
bitch.
Nobody killed black people than Jamaicans in the West. You come to the West and you sell drugs. You come to the West, you sell drugs, you get around.
I gotta pass the mic to Jay. Go ahead, Jay.
And you're not educated. You're badly educated.
You better be glad this is the internet.
Come on. Go ahead, Jay. Unmute yourself. Jay, unmute yourself.
Hey, yeah. How's it going? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you loud and clear. Go ahead.
Yeah. I just wanted to say that I wonder if some of these guys think that Russia has propaganda. That's my question. Does Russia have propaganda?
Everybody have propaganda.
Okay. So is Russian propaganda better than other propaganda or something?
Well, what did who enslaved us?
Nah, Russia. Listen, Russian propaganda. Wait. Russian propaganda is less intensified. We in the West are being what you'd call censored, so we can only hear one.
And we control propaganda. We control the internet. We control propaganda.
We can only hear one propaganda. How about that?
Okay.
Russia, Wagner own the biggest trolling platform in the world. They own the biggest trolling platform in the world. Wagner is not only the only biggest trolling platform in the world that spread propagandas and lies. Wagner also owns one of the biggest mining companies in the world. They are one of the biggest arms dealers in the world. And it's only illiterate like you that would buy into the agenda. Okay, that's why you're very dangerous to yourself.
I like to add to your comment. And Wagner is killing out Fulanis like flies.
No, they don't. If they kill Fulanis are terrorists, let them kill them. But
that's why you mad. That's why you mad.
Look at, oh God, this guy is so
Econ,
disturbing.
Yeah, but why you,
Econ, hold on,
Dennis?
hold on,
Why
hold
you
on.
let him talk so much?
Hold on, Econ. I got to disagree. The Fulans in Northern Mali were giving Wagner that work. In fact, they pretty much ran Wagner out of Northern Mali. So I just
Yes.
Yeah, but
Dinah,
Dennis, Wagner is incorporated into Russia.
Oh God, this guy's that is the funny
It
thing
is.
with these
It
guys,
is.
right?
It
The
has
funny
been
thing with
merged
these
with the
guys, right?
Russian military.
Huh?
It is
The
true.
trouble is with these guys,
You can go
they
look it
have
up.
no clue. They have no
Dinah,
clue of what's going
when
on in
can
the
I
Sahel.
talk, Dinah?
well, it's
You
still
can't
When
Jay.
can
talk
I
because you're
talk,
talking
Dinah?
rubbish.
It's still Jay's turn. Go ahead, Jay.
All right, so the brother said that we only get one propaganda here, right? Yet still, he lives in a country where we are on YouTube right now saying pretty much
Yes.
whatever we want.
Yes.
You got multiple media platforms that are independent, run by their own media organizations, corporations, independent media, all this stuff. In Russia,
Everything. If I get interject in Russia, everything's heavily censored.
exactly. So that's
Right.
telling you. That's why
Thank
I'm not
you.
really talking to this brother that's talking, because he's locked in with his opinion. But the facts are different than his opinion.
Right.
You see, you want to say we don't have freedom, right? In this country, say, right? You have Africans from all over Africa in America that are citizens of this country and can vote in this country and can and get political representation in this country. And
You mean
Black
the
Americans
plantation?
that can support their position, or white Americans, whoever can support their ideas and their positions and all that. In Russia, do you have that?
Yes, you do.
In the plantation?
Yes, you do.
In the plantation?
No,
No,
Delroy. No, you
he's
don't,
saying
Delroy. Oh,
he's saying we
Delroy.
should be
Stop.
comfortable in the
Delroy,
plantation.
you don't have that, Delroy, in Russia. No, you
No,
And
my
then he
time.
mentions too, Russia
Dennis,
does worse at
Dennis, you ever
development.
listen to Scott Ritter?
He says Russia does worse at development, right?
I have been to
you're
Russia. I
echoing.
have been to Russia. I have been to Russia. I have been to Russia. None of you guys have. I have been to Russia.
So what that
wrong
mean?
with it? What's wrong with Russia? You wasn't free?
Go to sleep. Go and smoke a spliff and go to
Did
sleep.
they
Bro. Come
capture
on.
you?
Don't
Did
come back here
they
again.
capture you?
It doesn't matter. Just leave it. Just you just you talk your yard man
Did
talk
they
and go and
get?
smoke.
Did they
Smoke
get
more weed.
you?
Smoke
Did they
more
get
weed.
you?
Smoke more
Did
weed.
they get
I
you?
didn't because
I was gonna
no.
say this.
My family member was
Russia is
there in
actually a
training.
constitutional republic.
You're trying to
It's not a communist
discriminate.
country anymore.
Diners, when do I talk? When do I get a talk?
Hold on, Jay. Are you done, Jay?
Nah, I wasn't really done, but
Go ahead and finish, Jay.
because earlier he mentioned about development, right? He says Russia doesn't do good at development, right? And my point to say that is Russia doesn't even do good at development in Russia. Russia
Are
has
you
10%.
out of your mind? Did you see Russia?
Brother. You see?
Go to YouTube and see Russia.
You see where he's going?
Leave them alone. Let them talk.
Can you speak? You see, this is the trouble, yeah. When you have a bunch of low IQ idiots on the same platform
Fuck
talking.
you, bro. Talk about low IQ.
Oh yeah.
By the way, I'm not gonna say he's low IQ or nothing like that. He just has a position that he wants to uphold.
You're very polite. You're very polite. I agree.
He has a position that he wants to uphold.
Yo, you lucky this is YouTube.
And he
Let him
tells you
talk
where-
and finish. Let him finish talking, man.
He tells you where the position comes from. Because this country, the West, the white folks and all that, right, did all this stuff to black folks, right, in slavery and all that. That's what he mentions when he talks about the negatives. He's saying, oh, in slavery on the plantation. That's what he's going back to. So he's saying, because they did all that wrong back then, now they're still bad. Now,
what wrong did Russia do?
1 second.
And they should pay. And they should pay. They should pay.
What wrong did Russia do?
Punk.
1 second. 1 second. There's no perfect human being, and thus there's no perfect nation. What Russia has done, Russia, what I'm saying with the development, Russia doesn't even do development well in its own country.
What did Russia do that was evil to Africa?
One second.
Stop shouting over the man when you're speaking. I just said you got low IQ, and now you're proving me right. You proved me right. You actually got low IQ.
Shut up, Al.
Development in its own country, right?
Al, you's a bitch.
Russia has
Yeah, whatever.
Russia has 10%.
You're beneath my toe, bro. You're beneath my feet. I wouldn't even step on you, bro.
Have some manners.
That's what I make. What I think of you, bro. You both. I wouldn't even step on you. That's what I think of you, bro. I say what you like.
He's a bitch slave.
But where's the dude who was just talking?
Maybe I can blame him because I put his fucking ass on that slave boat. That's why he's fucking angry, isn't he? Bless him.
Yeah, that's why he's a little bitch. I like how that's why they gonna kill out your tribe.
You can never, you see, my tribe and our skin is too thick for you guys. You can never get to us. You can never,
bro. You look at this now.
Get to my tribe.
Your tribe
you can never get to my tribe. And my people. You can't. We are so
extinguished.
Can you imagine? Yeah, the amount of hate that we actually get, the amount of thingy that we get. Can you imagine any tribe or any race can actually be receiving it, and we're still existing and we're still thriving. And the thing
nobody is, not going after like you yet. Nobody not going after you yet.
What really pissing you off, bro? You live in peace. You can never get to us, bro. You can never get to us. You're just jealous. You are just
right
jealous
now,
of Fulani. You wish you was one of us, but sadly, you wish you was a Fulani. But sadly, you was born in a different tribe.
I don't know why Don is
and you're pissed about that. You're pissed about that. I can't blame you. What do you mean I'm upset? I'm actually happy that you actually talk about Fulani like that, because that's so shows, you know.
Yeah, they need payback. They need payback.
Yeah, that should.
Rats.
Try it.
Let me pass the mic. In fact, Econ, it's your turn. Econ, go ahead.
Losers.
Go ahead, Econ.
Thanks, man. Are we being tricked in Russia? Well, those guys that be talking, if I were them, I would speak the same way. If I got captured by Ukraine fighting for Russia, I'm gonna tell them that Russia forced me and they tricked me. But me personally, I think that Julius Malema, he should have, before the election, maybe 4 years out, 3 years out, he should have at least grabbed maybe 100,000 of his party young dudes who is about 20, and send 100,000 of them to Russia to train and to fight in the war, and come back before election to overthrow and win the election. Anyway, and the other ones, Mali, Russia got Mali, and Ukraine killed a lot of Malians and Russians in Mali. So I think that Mali should have, if they can finance it too, but they should have sent at least 200,000 young men.
The Ukrainians were actually providing weapons to the jihadists in Mali.
Yes. So and technical support. So that's how they could have killed the Russians and so many people, because it's really the Ukrainians
it was a proxy war.
Yeah. So what happened? What I'm saying about the whole thing is, because of that, between the Sahel and Mali, they should have sent at least 300,000 men over there to go fight for Russia. You feel me? Which technically you actually fighting for Africa. If you go to Russia right now, if our people go to Russia right now, anyone go to Russia right now to fight for Russia is an African hero, is a hero of Africa, is a hero of black people. Because I'm going to tell you all of this. A lot of people be talking, oh, Russia gonna lose. Let me tell you this, man. If Russia lose. We are done for, even over here. We are done for.
Russia's not gonna lose nothing, bro.
You feel me? I know. I'm just the scenarios. I'm just saying scenarios because a lot of people be like, "Oh, we protected just because we got AC and we got sofa." You feel me? We protected and we just like what's her name? The lady said, if these Negroes did just know they were slaves, but they'd be like, "Oh,
Icon, why you say that? Why you say that? Why
wait,
you say that
wait,"
we're
they'd
fucked?
be like, "Mass, say what?"
Please let this man
Why
hurry up and finish, man.
why
Let
you
him
say
hurry up
that?
and finish.
Say that we're fucked.
What?
Be honest, I haven't spoke yet.
It's like this. It's like this. What the white people, right? Whether Western Europe or America, they understand that their power is weakening. So the Blackwater dude came out and said, "Listen, we need to put back on our colonizer imperial hat." You feel me? And he said that broadly, and they have been pursuing that since he spoke that. You feel me? So just like you see, what's his name went over to Venezuela. Just like you see, they murdered the son of Libya, Libyan President Gaddafi. They just murdered him. You feel me? So what's going on? And just like you see, advanced military project went on in Niger just the other day by the French and their terrorist comeback partners, Fulani comebacks. You feel me? So what happened is these people are actually getting very vigorous in their recolonization of us. We are the actual target. The war that they fighting were NATO, which is Western Europe, our enslavers. They are fighting Russia because Russia is helping Africa to wean themselves off goddamn the NATO. You feel me? So I see we as some play thing. The Sahel is about to put many Dubais in Sahel. With their freedom, they're about to install many Dubais right there in the Sahel. Now look, with these colonizers, it's gonna be all dirt roads. It's dirt roads every goddamn where. Here? And that's what we all know. We only know, first of all, we are the discriminators of Africa because of goddamn dirt roads and dirty feet. You feel me?
Finish.
So they play mind
Next,
games
please.
on
You're
us.
not next, bro.
You feel
You're
me?
not next.
Not me. I said
All
next,
right,
please.
next.
Yeah, there you go. Go
Dinah,
ahead.
you can go ahead.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
go ahead,
Dinah.
go ahead, Delroy, and then after Delroy is Shaw. Oh, Delroy dropped off.
I
Delroy.
think principal. Is it Prince Steve? Oh, okay, maybe not. Okay.
Are you the moderator?
Hold on. Delroy was next, but he fell off. All right, go ahead, Shaw.
What's up, Dynas? Greetings to the panel. I'm listening. I needed to listen a little bit longer, but the subject matter was so intriguing. I said, well, let me start and get in there. So sometimes it takes a while. But I've been talking about this earlier. Yesterday, we talked about this a long time. So, I mean, I can talk on some subject matter. But when I look at the title, I'm thinking, are Africans tricked into fighting in the Russian-Ukraine war? I don't see that, but I do see how we are being pulled into all of this stuff from back 3-4 years ago when they had a bill by Congressman Gregory Meeks out of Queens, New York. Sits on the Foreign Committee, created the bill countering the malign effects of Russian propaganda in Africa and the United States among the African diaspora is what it dealt with, right? So it named us specifically. And of course, it's not talking about recent Africans or Caribbeans. We're all in one, I would say, the N-word bag. But I'm not going to say it. But it's the N-word bag. We're all in that bag.
Same boat.
Same boat. But that was 4 years ago. And now we begin to see it play out as we're watching Africa Command, on the scene, being talking about what they're going to do. Now, long story short, is Ukraine's involvement in the Sahel that came about, right? Remember, what was that, a couple of months ago? They found some, folks making comments about that, Ukraine's being involved in mercenary activity in the Sahel. I remember hearing that. So
Yes.
that puts us into this I guess proxy that here Ukraine's over here. Russia is giving advice to Burkina
The
Faso,
Sahel.
to the Sahel in general. So they're giving advice and they're selling weapons to us. China's selling weapons. So they're all up in the mix. They're all in the mix. So that brings that element involved in
Yo,
it, which is good.
yo, the war in Ukraine is NATO fighting against Russia for us. The war is for us. They are fighting for us like food.
Okay, can I say
That's what a
something?
lot of people don't understand.
No,
Yeah,
it's,
you had
well,
explain that.
after Shaw is Delaware. Go ahead, Shaw.
Okay.
So my question is, you have to explain that better because I don't get it directly. I need to hear
It's
that. You
like
don't have to
it's
do it
like it's
now,
like
but
yeah,
it's helpful.
if NATO wins, if Russia falls, because they want the economy to fall. If Russia falls, they re-own Africa. They re-own Africa and take away the sovereignties of the countries that trying to gain
Sha,
sovereignty.
have you finished? Have you finished, Sha?
I'm
No,
finished.
I'm next, bro.
Go,
Delaware
Shaw.
is next. Delaware
But
is
do you
next.
understand what I'm saying, Shaw?
Yeah, I do understand what you're saying. Yeah, I do
All right,
understand.
let Delroy speak next. Sha, finish.
Are you the monitor? Is
I
this
was
your
just,
channel?
yo, listen, shut your mouth, man. You talk too much. You be chatting over
No,
people and you're
you're
making the
the one who
conversation
talks
very
too much, bro.
uninteresting.
I'm
No,
done.
let him finish. Let him finish.
Well,
And like you said, Donis is the host.
I landed and because I do not really. Oh, okay. I get the connection that Russia is, but I don't think Russia is doing that much for us. They're doing a lot, but it didn't stop certain things from happening. The United States going into,
When?
I don't know.
When?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna stop right here because I don't
Can,
see it.
can I jump in,
Hey,
Diney?
Shaw,
No, it's
Shaw, I
Delaware.
want to say something. Okay.
Go ahead. You could talk. You finish speak.
Hey, Delroy. They say Russia failed a lot of countries like Congo and such and
They
such
did.
countries.
They did. They
It
did.
is well, I beg to differ. It is America and Europe fighting against Russia and weakened Russia. Because remember that Soviet Union fell in 1990. You feel me? And they broke down the wall. So what I'm saying, the reason why the wall.
They also failed Syria, and Russia also failed Syria. They also
So
failed Syria.
the reason.
Russia's
So
failed them
so
all.
the reason why. Hold on. The reason why the wall fell is because of the United States formerly terrorists in Afghanistan and started fighting against the Russians, and that war had weakened the Russians, you feel me, and caused the Russians to the Soviet Union to fall in 1990. So
Right.
that's how the abandonment was seen. It
Yeah,
seemed
but
like it was an abandonment.
All right,
right. I know, but Russia still.
They wasn't
brother.
financially fluid to help the African countries at that time because of the fight that they were getting from America. All right, the same thing America is doing. They're doing the same thing. Sanctions against Russia piling up, and then they gonna fight them physically. So they want them to exceed their capacity. So therefore, the economy will fall. That's the American and the Europeans' plan. That's why they doing this with Ukraine, because they want Russia to fail. You feel me? But they notice now that Russia economy is still growing. So that's how the war is losing. That's how they're losing the war, because Russia economy and their ruble is still strong. And now Russia, hold on, the BRICS has become a weapon that the Russians have, because of the fall of the Soviet Union. They learned a lesson. So what they're doing is de-dollarizing. They de-dollarizing because it's the SWIFT that damaged them in 1990. You feel me? Where the sanctioning and all that stuff. So they're still under the same sanction, but they're developing still because they have sidestepped the SWIFT. You feel me? So that a lot of us don't understand these things are what's going on that's causing them to lose the war, because the dollar has depreciated in the last year a few times. So that's how the West is losing the war.
Okay.
All right, brother.
Okay.
No worries. Go ahead.
Sir, my turn. No, you know, I'm gonna. Well said, by the way, dude. I'm gonna say this nice and calm, right? Because this is just driving my blood pressure, and it's not worth it. Because I could see why it was so hard for us to free our mind, to free ourselves. Right? I see why it is so hard. The same people that colonize and enslave us and still colonize and enslave people's mind are the same people that black people is being loved. They just refuse to be free. Just refuse to be free. Nobody is saying, let me tell you something. I don't trust no cracker, right? That's period. I don't care who it is. But you have to work with who you believe that could help you. You don't have to be friends, right? No, getting back to Russia, right? Russia had proves over the years, right, that they could be worked with. America and Europe have not proved that. They are still, right, after black people's neck. They are still after black people's neck, right? Russia had proved, right, that they could be worked with. You see what I'm saying? The Sahel, the AES, right? Other countries in Africa decided to work with Russia and China secondary, right? Because they've been through 500 years of the same thing over and over and over again. You see what I'm saying? No, people are saying that Russia abandoned. Russia did not abandon nobody. Russia was going through their problem also. In the 1990s, Russia had bread lines. Okay? They had line up to get toilet paper. America and Europe effed them up. You see what I'm saying? They effed them up. They had to fix their country also while trying to support other deprived country at the same time. What Russia did in Cuba, you see what I'm saying? The Soviet Union. You see what I'm saying? They were there for them step by step by step by step. How the hell you mean they abandoned them? Huh? The AES right now could work with Russia and they trust them. You see what I'm saying? And nothing that we say, nothing that nobody in this panel say or anybody else, that's going to change them. It will not happen. You see what I'm saying? It will not happen. They are going to trust them. You see what I'm saying? And they are helping
Russia
them.
proved
And
themselves.
as far as development, now, like I said, Russia haven't been good at development in the past because they were busy developing their country. And for the fool that said that says Russia is not doing any development, turn on your stupid ass YouTube and go on there and see for your goddamn self. You see what I'm saying?
YouTube.
And if this dude, if you who's making noise, right? If
His
you
name
say
is
you
Al.
travel over there, if you say Al, if you say you traveled over there, you see what I'm saying? Be goddamn honest. When did you travel over there? Be honest.
He's lying.
Right?
He's lying.
And in that,
Right?
I
They are developed.
was a young child. Do you know what? I bought my first ever Olympus camera. I swear to my life, I bought my first ever Olympus camera
very
at
good. So you
Montego
could see they
International
go
Airport in Moscow.
very
And
good.
I got family members
I believe you.
who were involved in who were trained in Russia. You're speaking
believe
to
you.
people.
Okay, so I believe you. Well, let me talk. Let me finish talking. I believe you. You see what I'm saying? I believe you because a lot of Jamaicans went to Russia to study.
He's in Europe.
Okay.
Why wouldn't I believe
Right?
him? It's easy to
Right.
get
A lot of
to Russia.
Jamaicans went to Russia to study. You see what I'm saying? Jamaicans don't need a visa to go to Russia. It's visa free. So are the Russians
real?
on to Jamaica. Okay?
I come from a military background, and some of my family members are actually stretched to Guinea Republic, and Guinea is the first West African country who allied with Russia. Okay,
Right.
I'm listen, Dore, I'm
what
not
are you
sitting
saying?
here and
Exactly.
hating on
So what
Russia.
are you
I'm not
saying then?
hating. Listen, you see, the problem is when we get so boxed up in emotions, sometimes we don't understand each other. Even if we're on the same level or on the same point, we don't listen to one another's point because we get that blackout feeling and all emotions, right? I'm not saying Russia, we shouldn't work with Russia. I said we should ally with anyone that suits our need. Remember, we've been used by the West, by the East, by the North, by the South. Okay,
Russia
Can't be used.
but that's
We
what I'm
only
saying.
been used by the West. Only the West use
Bro,
us.
the Russia didn't use us. Okay, they have no reason to. They have no reason to. You see what I'm saying? We already know. Well, hold on a second, bro. Listen to me.
to interject.
We already know.
Okay, go on.
Let me. I didn't finish talk. We already
Okay, go
know.
on.
We already know what we get from the West. I live here. I grew up here. We already know what we get from the West. We already know what we get from Europe. We don't have to guess. We already know what we get. You see what I'm saying? We already know.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
No, and like I said, the AES, shoulda, woulda, it doesn't. The AES decide they are going to work with Russia and China, Iran, Turkey, and so forth and so forth and so on. Right? America just there's a delegation just sent to America. I sent Dennis the video today. Just sent a delegation out of respect. Power only respect power. America only respect power. Period.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm not denying that.
They will pounce on you. You see what I'm saying? Now they go into the AES countries and humbled themselves. They are humbled. You see what I'm saying? They are humbled. You see? Because of the power that the AES countries is showing, and they could only do that at this point, not forever. At this point, with Russia backing them. If Russia wasn't backing the AES, France would have been in there so long ago. You see what I'm saying? They would have been in there so long ago. But they have Russia that's backing them. And that's who they got to work with. And that's who they choose to work with. Okay? That's all I'm going to say.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, now basically, I think it's my turn. Is it my turn now, Dennis, or not?
No. I got to pass it to Binga. Binga, go ahead, Binga. Unmute yourself.
Okay, sir.
Binga, unmute yourself.
All right. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Good evening, brothers. I wasn't gonna log on before, but I just thought I would. Look, this is not a bad group because I don't see the only people I have a problem with are FBAs. I haven't heard any FBAs. Obviously, we're all Pan-Africans. And let me just correct one thing. If you're black, you have the absolute birthright and authority to talk about anything about any black person around the world. You're black, you're African. You do not need any other authority. So Jamaicans, you name it, they can say whatever they want. They're welcome to the continent anytime they want. I don't think I'm the only one that thinks this way, but so we can't just say somebody. I heard somebody was questioning someone about not saying something because he's not African. He's African descent. Look,
because the Fulanis are giving trouble on the continent.
Brother, I'm going to come to that. Listen, look, it's all about unity with us. We have been divided already for too long. We have been. The black world has to be one. It is one. We are the same people. Now, to your point about the Fulanis, I understand what you're saying. And I myself, I'm Nigerian. We feel the effects. I knew Fulanis when I was young because I lived in northern Nigeria. And I know what's going on. I know there are a lot of problems, a lot of the jihadists and kidnappers and terrorists. A lot of them have come from Fulanis. It's at the end of the day, they're still Africans, they are brothers, but I do feel like there needs to be an overall. I mean, and not all Fulanis are that. There are Fulanis that
there should be a reckoning. There should be a reckoning.
This is what I think needs to happen. I think the Fulani community as a whole needs to help in this. I think they need to recognize that they're part of the African family and maybe report or put a light on whichever one of
I'm going to teach the Biafrans how to deal with them. The Biafrans don't know how to deal with them.
Oh, Lord.
Ultimately, what I'm just trying to say is, yes, we have problems. And we have problems among these people, these Europeans, they're using our people to get to us. Without turning against each other, we need to find a way to deal with the bad eggs, right? Is what I'm saying. Not all Fulanis are the same. Yes, there is very common among Fulanis that's happening, but I think that just needs to be addressed as a whole. But make no mistake, that I love Dynasty, that it goes to Africa. Look, one of my favorite people is Afro Think Tank. The guy lives in Ekiti. Listen, I went to school in Ekiti, Ado Ekiti. It's a small area. The fact that the guy is just totally African. He's African American, but he lives in Ekiti. He has a business with fish. I mean, just living in the land. That's
his panelist is a goat or a chicken sometimes.
Right.
Yeah, Jamaican dude. Let the man talk.
Yeah, and so and then to just one other issue is that those of us diasporans that want to visit home, I think it's very important that we notice that, yes, look, Africa to the most part, yeah, you can go to Rwanda, you can go to some places that are just as westernized as it is over here. But and you can pick those places, nothing wrong with that. But the most African areas, you're just going to be happy and satisfied to live on the land, be simple, help in the growth and the change, right? And be happy to be amongst your own people. Be happy that you are the majority when you're there. You're not going to just get up at 12 o'clock in the morning and I say, I want to go to McDonald's. Not to say that McDonald's doesn't exist, but what I'm trying to point out is that some of the comfort things that you're used to in the West, but I mean, you might have to forgo in some areas. Again, there are areas that has all those things, right? So I'm just going to end with by saying that don't shoot. The only people I can deal with are the FBA goons. I haven't heard anyone like that here. We are all one. We are brothers. The blood brothers.
Okay.
And don't turn on each other. That's it. I'm done.
Okay. Thank you. I'm glad. Okay, sorry. I thought it was my turn. It was my turn to speak. Yeah, it's my turn to speak. If you don't mind. Is that right? My turn. Okay. I'm glad the Nigerian brother came on, and he spoke. I'm not looking. First of all, I don't have any issue. I grew up with Jamaican people in the UK. I come from a country, called Sierra Leone, that was carved out of Guinea, where to be given home to the Jamaican Maroons, the African Americans, and other black Africans in the diaspora, that was liberated from slavery and gave them home. Okay. And we live with these people. We intermarried with these people. We live with them in peace and harmony, including Yoruba people of Nigeria. Let's put that aside. Okay. I don't have any issue. Diners know me very well. I'm the only person over the years that defend even FBA, African Americans, FBA or whatever, as long as you're African,
You be
Bro,
talking shit,
as
dude.
long as
That's
you
all
just
you
you
let me
just said we
you
all
see,
sell drugs. That's
no,
what you
okay,
said.
no.
Okay.
you just be
You said all
talking shit.
Fulanis are you said all Fulanis are terrorists, and that's the reason
I
why.
You
didn't
Because
say
say
we're
you made the black,
you said
you made
you said
but
you
you made the
said your
blanket,
no you said your
you made
people
a
used
blank
to slave
statement.
us. No, you said
No,
your
no,
people used to
no, I
slave
said you.
us.
I said I
You
only
said
said
your
that
people used to
hit.
slave us.
I
I
said
heard you
that to
bragging. I
Social.
heard you bragging.
I
No, I heard you
already said
bragging.
I can.
I
I
heard
did
you
not interrupt
bragging
you
to
when
some
I did not
people.
interrupt
I
you when you
heard
were
you
speaking.
bragging to
And if you
another
interrupt me
dude
next time when you
about
speak,
how
when you
you.
speak,
On fire. Let the man
Yeah,
speak. Yeah.
I heard you. I heard you
God,
bragging
should I be
about
interrupting you
how
every time you
you
start
and
speaking?
your tribe and the
Hey,
Mandinka tribe used to slave
let
some people.
the guy.
Why is this guy got so much hate for people, man? Why
You
you
need to
got so
stop
much hate,
bragging.
bro?
Stop bragging about slavery. That's what I'm talking about.
I never you got bring
You make me
bring
more
that tape
enemy.
back. Bring that state back. Bring that statement back. Bring that anywhere you find that. Bring that back and come and shame me if I ever brag about slavery. Bring it back. Okay. I just mentioned we are the only people in West Africa, in fact, in the African continent, that gave your ancestors home. Guinea, Sierra Leone was carved out of Guinea, and some part of Sierra Leone was part of the Footage Jalon region of Guinea. Okay, so just cut the crap. Okay,
Dude,
all I'm
the
saying. Okay,
Timley,
oh
it's
God, this
Timley,
guy is
it's
so
Timley
you're so
people who
annoying, bro.
run Sierra Leone. It's Timley
Oh
people who
God, that's
run
not
Sierra
true.
Leone.
Dinah's been to Sierra Leone. He knows. I'm not going to argue with you. Please, just stop. Okay, all I'm saying is to you, right? Who is the president in Sierra Leone today? Shabro Mende. Who is the vice president in Sierra Leone? Is a fuller guy. Can you just stop? Move that away, please. All I'm saying is Timni people, of course, they're one of my people. We are actually have more intermarriages with the Timni people than any tribe in Sierra Leone. They have the Sanda Timini. They are Fuller and Timini. You have the Kai Kai Mende. They are Fuller and Mende. Dynasty can tell you that, bro. Just chill. The Creole people, the Creole people,
Muslim.
the Creole people. Let me finish. The Creole people
They had
of
to
Sierra
become
Leone.
Muslim. They had to become Muslim, right?
No. Sierra Leone is the second most.
Hold on. Econ. Sierra Leone prides itself on religious tolerance. So no.
Thank you very much. Sierra Leone is the second most religious tolerant country in the world. The Fuller are the third largest population and the Limba of Sierra Leone. In fact, the mayor of Freetown, okay, let me give you a good example. The mayor of Freetown now, she's a Yoruba who recently found her ancestors to be also Fulani from Guinea-Bissau. Okay, and last election, the mayoral election in Freetown, we have a guy who is a Limba guy, who is a native. They are the original owners who wanted to use religion against Yvonne Akisoya. Okay, he said, "Oh, why did if a Muslim never ruled Freetown? You know, we should all the Muslims should vote for him instead of Akisoya." Guess what? Majority of the Fulani people in Freetown voted for the Christian woman Yvonne Akisoya. Let's put
Can I
this
ask you a
shit.
question?
Yes, please. Thank you.
The question I have is:
Make it quick.
have you or anybody in the panel ever heard of Africans fighting over their traditional religions?
No. Let me just get to the point. Then you can come to the question, right? So what I'm trying to say to these guys, when you hear a lot of stuff on the internet, on the airwave, people spreading propaganda about one tribe, you need to dig into it a bit more. And you had the brother from the Sahel, Burkina Faso brother. I just asked him a question. You sit there and clapping for Ibrahim Traore. One of his biggest success in the battle in Burkina Faso today is a Fulani guy who is the head of the military in Burkina Faso as we speak. He's the one that managed to gain a lot of the territory in Burkina Faso. And a lot of this territory is where the Fulani in Burkina Faso are. The Fulanis are one of the largest tribes in the Sahel. So if the ISIS or ISWAP or whatever, when they come to the region, most of the people that have been recruited into this terrorist group are Fulani, Bambara, Songhai, name me different tribes in the region, and those Fulanis who were disfranchised,
it's the Mursi that run Burkina Faso.
Mursi are the largest tribe in Burkina Faso, of course. I just narrated that with the guy earlier, how vulnerable Traore is because he came from a minority tribe. Listen, please.
He's a Mursi.
Yeah. No, Traore is not Mursi. Okay,
yes,
let's leave it. Let's leave that. Okay, I never
No,
had
he's
it
a Jula. He's a Bambara.
I never had it a Muslim one that's the last name is Traore or Tarawali. I can please. This why when I said earlier, stay out
Traore
of
is a
African
Bambara.
issue.
He's a Bambara.
Thank you. The reason why I'm saying stay out of African issue is not because I'm saying you're not African, because you don't know what you're talking about. You are
You
listening to
think
other
I
people.
don't know? You think I don't
Oh,
know?
okay. I can, please. Okay, let me finish. You can come and say whatever you want to say about Fulani people.
I know what I know is your tribe. What I know, your tribe is the biggest troublemakers in West Africa.
Okay. In Nigeria, go to Nigeria, the northeast, Boko Haram, the northwest, you have banditry, okay, and you have Lakurawa, you have ISWAP, okay, you have another group. Then also,
And
if you
Fuller
go
is
to the
in all
central,
of them. There's
no,
Fuller in all of them.
that's not true. That's not true. I actually saw in Zamfara where they were saying that a lot of Fulani people doing the killing. I saw a documentary in Zamfara State, okay, where a lot of this killing is happening over mineral resources that have been extracted by the Chinese, okay. The majority of the terrorists that was captured, not one single of them were Fulani. In the middle belt of Nigeria, right, where you call Benue and all these areas, this is where the Fulani issue probably comes in, okay, because they herders and farmers classes, okay.
What
This has
about
been
the
going on for.
church? What about the church that was shut up on TV? Who
I
were
don't
they?
know. Listen, I listen. I don't listen. I am not. I don't work for the Nigerian government. I'm not a police officer. I'm not a military officer. Okay,
The
you go and
church
ask them.
that was
But I'm
shut up
telling you.
on
I'm
TV.
telling.
The
Can you
church
shut
that
up and
was
let
shut
someone
up on
speak? Can you
TV.
shut up? Shut up.
Who you think
Can
they
you shut
were?
up? I tell you what. Next time is your turn. Next time is your turn. I will interrupt you. I promise you. Next time when it's your turn, I will not let you speak. So the thing is, when you talk about, and also you have, even in Southeast, your wife is an Igbo, okay? Even in Southeast, you got the IPOB terrorists who have been terrorizing their own people for the last how many years? In fact, there's a guy called Governor Soludo in Nigeria, in the Southeast, who came out on public TV and said, listen, all this propaganda that's saying the Fulanis are coming to the Igbo land and killing Igbo people is lies. He said 90%, 99.9% of the people that are doing the killing in the land of Biafra are done by the Igbo people. So let's forget this thing. People haven't forgot about the Biafra war, okay? They haven't forgotten what happened to them. Yeah, I understand the pain that they suffered from the Biafra war. I understand that. It's a very bad war. And also, it's not only Fulani that was involved in that war. Even though the head of the military in Nigeria were Fulani dominant and probably still are, the Fulani probably still dominate the Nigerian military. I agree with that. But it doesn't mean it's all the Fulani people that actually went down there and done the killing during the Biafra war, which I think it was a very nasty war. I only knew about that until I came to the UK, because us people in the far west, Fulani from Guinea, Sierra Leone, Guinea, Ivory Coast, Senegal, Gambia, we don't in the far coast. We don't know a lot about Fulani in Nigeria. In fact, I did not even know. Can you shut up? I did sorry, but
with the British, and they was working with the British. They were selling out.
God. This man. I did not even know. I did not even realize there's Fulani in Nigeria until I came to the UK.
Africa. Let me pass the mic. We gotta close out soon. Go ahead, Bang. Unmute yourself, Bang. Oh boy! Oh boy! Here comes Bang. The Fula
supremacy. Exactly. That's why I am.
Go ahead,
Fula supremacy.
That's why.
Hey, us because we're better than you.
And me. I'm not saying about it. I'm not saying about y'all. You cannot talk about West African history without not including the Fulanese. That is absolutely facts. Now, let me give you a good example, right? In Mali, the richest man is a Fulani. This so-called Ilyas you guys are talking about, his mother is a Fulani.
It's Fula.
Imagine that. His mother is a Fulani. His wife is a Fulani. The richest man in Mali is a Fulani. The upper military people in Mali is a Fulani. The army general of Burkina Faso is a Fulani. There's plenty of soldiers within Niger as well, government-wise, that speak Fufu.
The prime minister in Guinea is Fulani. The vice president in Sierra Leone is Fulani. The president in Gambia is half Fulani, half Mandinka.
Exactly. What we're saying is, right, African history is
The,
very,
the, the
very deep.
president in Senegal
It's very,
is
very
Senore,
deep.
and who are our cousins.
If you just look at things from the social media, you're not looking at things from the outside as well. You're not asking the others as well. You don't see Fulani come on social media making videos talking about other tribes. You don't see it. That's something that we don't do. I've said it before. Nigeria is corrupt versus corrupt.
They are
The
the
North is
aggressor.
corrupt. The South is corrupt. The East is corrupt. It's not about how to develop Nigeria. And once again, right? What do you call it? The Nigerian president came out, right, and called out who? Alassane Ouattara. Alassane Ouattara is a what? He's a moist. So if Alassane Ouattara was a Fulani man,
And it's dirty Rasta, man. He's saying it's Fulani people.
God, look at the Fulanese. Look at the Fulanese trying to unalive, Chiani. You don't do it though. Instead, you only name him by individual. If Alassane Ouattara was a Fulani man, you guys would have came in and used his tribe, just like Damiba. Damiba is a moist. Damiba is the same one trying to unalive. What's his name? Ibram Traore for months. I don't see some of y'all come up here and say, "Oh, look at that guy, another Fulani man." There go the evidence. Y'all don't say that. Y'all only call him individually. The people that got caught in the assassination, that whatever it was, right? Majority of them was Bambara and Moise as well. Moise, see, I don't see that, but for some reason, I don't know why. The Fulanese is the only problem.
Is it Biafra? Is it IPOB? Is it IPOB propaganda? That, you know this topic. You know this dirty Rastaman that's talking now, yeah.
Hold on. We actually
you know this dirty Rastaman that's speaking now. That dirty Rastaman that's speaking. His wife is Igbo. Don't be surprised.
Hello. Hold on. We actually against.
No.
We actually against. Wait, 1 second.
Just take away breath, man. Your breath first. Don't talk.
10 seconds. Let me finish. The richest black man in the world is a Fulani. You cannot talk about
listen what I'm saying. Listen this to what I'm saying. Hey, listen this to what I'm saying.
Icon is a bad loser. Icon is a bad loser and is a hater. He's a disgusting old man who have no future and he have nothing. The only thing he got to offer is hate.
Shut up, Al.
Couple weeks ago,
You're embarrassing, old man. I feel sorry for your kids, Icon. Honestly, if you got kids, I feel sorry for them to have you as a dad. Honestly, you're actually vile. You won't even make your
friend talk. Dennis, can I speak before you get off there, man?
You're a vile old man.
Listen. Nobody is saying all of you. Nobody's saying everybody's
crack. Honestly,
nobody's saying everybody's bad.
Crack. I think you're a crackhead, bro. Honestly, I spoke to you before, and I saw you. Yeah, you got dirty dreadlocks. Yeah, you look like a bobblehead, and I believe you smoke crack.
Yeah, and I think
I believe it. I spoke to you.
And I think you eat pussy.
I want to eat pussy that fuck batty like you. I want to eat pussy that fuck batty like you.
Yeah, I think you lick ass.
I want to fuck pussy that. I want to lick pussy that fuck batty like you. Kitchen boy.
Let me tell you something. Everybody not bad.
You're Icon, you're crackhead, bro. We know you're crackhead. I saw you before, bro. Come out.
You see, the two of you are terrorists. You see, like the two of you sound like terrorists.
Evil wife was pretty like a Fulani woman. I'll terrorize her.
Terrorist alert. We got terrorist alert. We got terrorist alert.
If your wife was pretty, I'll terrorize her, bro.
We got terrorist on the panel.
Y'all have some decorum, man. All y'all doing is yelling over each other, man.
The vice president of Sierra Leone, he's a Fulani. You see, people don't understand how
the longest having half the speaker in Sierra Leone parliament is a Fulani. Both for the elites in Sierra Leone, from the Mende and the
Buhari was the president. Buhari was the president.
From the Buhari is the only man that building it. Buhari helped you have the biggest oil refinery in the fucking world, where the entire world was actually against him.
He was the biggest terrorist. He was the biggest terrorist in the world. He was the biggest terrorist. He is the biggest terrorist. I'm so glad he died. I'm so glad he's dead. Because he's the biggest terrorist in
crackhead. Why
He is the
would
biggest
Dynasty allow
terrorist in
some
West
crackhead
Africa.
run like it in there, bro?
Brothers, can I talk? Can I talk? Can I talk?
Yes, go on, talk. Yeah, I'll let you
Shut
talk.
your
Yeah, go
bitch mouth out, a little
on.
bitch.
Suck your mom.
First of all,
okay. I got her. Africa. We said no moms and stuff. Okay.
Yeah,
Shaka
you
Zulu,
heard.
go ahead.
All right. Just let me.
Go ahead. We got to close out.
All right.
We got to close out. Go ahead, Shaka Zulu.
All right. The only thing I'm saying is, man, listen, man. When we come on here, man, let's debate with some decorum, man. We're gonna disagree we're gonna agree to disagree. But let's have some decorum, man. If we don't agree with each other, we ain't got to like talk over each other, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why we not getting nowhere, man. And number one, I don't want to listen to no Jamaican, you know what I'm saying? And my mother's family is Jamaican, man. But I don't want to listen to no Jamaican that hasn't implemented the Garvey plan, man. That's number one, man. Number two, if Africans decide they want to fight on the side of Russians, let them have at it, man. But
who should we fight under?
Yo, listen, man. Let me. Yo, Darroy, man. I don't know.
I'm not even Jamaican.
I just asked you a question.
I'm not even Jamaican. I'm African.
Darroy,
I'm asking you a question. I just asked you a question.
Stupid.
Darroy. I don't know no gangster named Darroy, but hush him out, yo. Okay? That's what I need you to do, man.
I asked you a question.
Hold on. You little half Jamaican.
It's always the Jamaicans, man. It's always the goddamn Jamaicans, man. You know what I'm saying?
You said to have some decor. So why are you talking about Jamaicans then? Why are you mentioning Jamaicans?
Because
you just said have some decor.
Don't you have decorum?
I didn't mention the historical fact. When the country,
you're right, bro. You're right. I know gangster.
Okay, so let's move on to my second point, man.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
If the brothers in Africa want to fight on behalf of the Russians, have at it, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm born and raised in America, man. I'm not turning my back on America.
Yeah, you a slave. You a slave.
Okay.
And you a slave from the worst of it.
Exactly.
You're ashamed to you're ashamed to Marcus Garvey. You're ashamed to Marcus Garvey.
Let me finish talking, man.
Don't say Marcus Garvey name out your mouth.
Man, Rasta, you cut your hair, man. Any Rasta that cut their hair, man.
Hold on, let me finish.
Shut up, you full-on bitch.
I don't respect that. Any Rasta that cut his hair, man.
Hold on. Listen.
I don't respect no terrorists.
I gotta meet you guys. All right, so Shaka Zulu, you got 45 seconds, so we gotta close out.
All I'm saying is, man, if y'all want to fight on behalf of the Russians, y'all go ahead, man. I'm gonna fight on behalf of the Americans, man. Because you know what I'm saying? A white man is a white man is a white man is a white man, yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to preserve my way of life, man. You know what I'm saying? And if the Russian way of life, if the BRICS way of life ain't according to what I believe in, man, I'm not going against that grain, man. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so please don't be in this channel anymore. So this is an African channel. Well, this is an African channel, so you can't be in this channel.
Only got 45 seconds, man.
Yeah, but you said
seconds,
go on the FBA channel.
Let him finish, please. Go
Listen,
ahead.
man, there's 45 million Black Americans that I got to represent and hunker down with, man. You know what I'm saying? If y'all Jamaicans wanna pull away, y'all pull away, man. But I'm fighting for what's here and what's rightfully mine, and you know what I'm saying? And if
You're on the wrong channel.
All right, listen, man. You can say that all you want, man. But I'm here in the soil, man. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna get it. We gonna get it how we can get it.
Okay, so go on another channel, bro. You're on the wrong channel. I'm just saying you're on the wrong channel.
That way, go away, man. Go away.
Yeah, but you're on the wrong channel. You're on the wrong channel.
Delroy, don't interrupt him. You got 45 seconds.
But Dynas, tell him he's on the wrong channel, bro. Don't be
Hold on. I want to make myself clear. All opinions are welcome on this platform.
That's fine, but it's an African-centered channel.
All opinions are welcome on this platform.
That's not an opinion, Dynas.
You gotta agree to disagree, man. You gotta
I was here before you, family. You know
No,
what I'm
you
saying?
weren't, bro.
That's why. That's why.
You
That's
was
why.
not.
Go ahead. Shaka Zulu, 45 seconds. No one interrupt. Thank you.
Listen, all I'm trying to say, man, y'all fight for what y'all believe in, man. But what I believe in is black power, man. If you don't get black power where you at and sustain it where you at, man. You know what I'm saying? If you want to go fight for the Russians, that's your obligation. I'm up here in New York where there's a bunch of Russians, man. We don't fuck with them, man. And they don't fuck with us, man. So all of a sudden you won't get a better outcome in Africa. All right, have at it, man. You know what I'm saying?
I grew up in New York.
All right, listen, man. All I'm saying is do what's best for
Is
you,
that
man.
Delroy
Do what's
talking?
best for you, man. Do what's best for you, and at the end of the day, we see what the outcome is. Like my grandmother used to tell me, my father's family's from Antigua. My grandmother used to tell me, yo, time will tell, man. So time will tell, man, and I'll holler back, yo.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining.
Bye.
Let me read this last.
The richest man in the world, man. The richest
Guys,
black
let
man
me.
is a Fulani.
Don't talk over me. Let me read this last
my
super
bad.
chat. Philly Yardy Vibes 808. Thank you for 999 holla. Dinah should listen to Jimmy Dore. I actually listen to Jimmy Dore. Dre's Gray Zone, Jeffrey Zachs. I'm familiar with Scott Ritter. You are currently in an echo chamber. Okay, but I listen to Jimmy Dore. Everyone, thank you so much for joining. Like, subscribe. Till next time,
Scott Ritter.
Peace.
Danful offers unparalleled, curated, and bespoke tours across Africa for travelers seeking genuine cultural experiences, enriched with magnificent sights, sounds, and flavors found on the continent. Each trip is reliably curated to ensure visitors are gifted with an immersive and authentic adventure. Whether you find yourself strolling along the charming white sand beaches of Sierra Leone, feasting on the mouth-watering delicious foods in Senegal, observing or partaking in various aspects of the Isheshe traditional system Ifa native to Yoruba land, Nigeria, with Danful, you will rediscover a fulfilling sense of kinship to the true heart of the motherland, her communities. Our core values focus on integrity, quality, safety, and sustainability. We are uniquely committed to assisting with the advancement of African infrastructure and promoting African businesses, so both travelers and the communities they visit receive beneficial exchanges. At Danful, we understand the importance of connectivity, and we have created a model which provides bespoke experiences based on your passions or hobbies. With us, expect a long-lasting spiritual bond between you and your destinations. Live, love, Danful, Africa. To learn more, visit danful.africa.